You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Yeah, sure, the button works instantly for once. I always have it timed so I can click it, and there's always a delay, right? Not this time, no, straight in. Hi, welcome to Outside the Box. This is Kate of Gaia. Yes, don't let the voice fool you. I am a real bitch. Dragon included. Anyway, thanks. Welcome to your table here on Outside the Box on criticalmassradio.co.uk, where we get to call everybody in the world wankers if we want and have a good giggle while we do it. It's awesome. It's all fun. As long as you can call yourself that in the mirror, you're okay, right? No judgment in that, right? Anyway, where do I want to go? Well, I know where I want to go. I know where I want to be, but that's okay. We'll get this sorted out, and we'll be there exactly when we're supposed to. Why is that, Kate? Well, because I accept all things. You know, I'm not going to hurry a fine wine. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you know, humanity, let's squish the grapes and expect a, 20-year-old vintage. Yeah, okay, sure, that's going to happen. You got to have a little patience for this game. That's the patience of Job, right? But anyway, I was having a look at some emails, and guys, I have been absolutely inundated today with posts and texts and phone going off and conversations, phone calls, show. It's just been one of those days. Anyway, so I seem a little bit not quite, in the zones because I'm still probably in about a dozen zones right now. So let's get this table wide open. It's 2 for Tuesday, and I think the topic I'd like to touch on tonight, which is still going to be involving the same soul trap, but just from a different perspective, in terms of compassion and how powerful compassion is. It is our most potent weapon. And I use weapon in a very, very gentle, non-violent, no-harm sense. You see, compassion is our greatest weakness, and thus, as above, so below is and must be our greatest weakness. So don't be fooled by the good cop, bad cop routine. It happens all the time. You will see it. And most people run it unknowingly. People will run it in the form of showing, how would I put this? Let's say feigning a weakness or something in order to disarm the opponent, thinking that they're weaker than they truly are. That's a good cop, bad cop, right? And I am always very, very keenly aware of this, because it's the one thing that has been utilized against me so many times. And for those of you with compassionate hearts, you know what I'm speaking of. How many times has your compassion been abused, used, and shit on from others that you had compassion for, and that kind of blew up in your face? It's not to say you did anything wrong. You didn't. Compassion. You can never do anything wrong with compassion. Compassion is the ability to be the other equally, to understand and empathize, not sympathize. We'll leave sympathy for the victims and the ones that like hanging out in the fear porn victim roles. No, what I'm talking about, when I talk about compassion, I'm talking about pure empathy, the ability to understand another's viewpoint by being in their shoes, in that moment, to feel and see where they are coming from. You see, you would never have an argument if you could do that. Because on both sides of an argument is someone claiming a truth that may be directly opposing you, which it truly isn't. At the end of the day, you'll see it all in the same story anyway. But in a dualistic sense, yes, we have that notion of, if you're in a debate or an argument, both people are, quote, arguing, unquote, from polarized positions. I go back to the concept of saying something to someone with a completely different intent. You had a completely benevolent intent, which is, see, here's the joke of my life. Because everything I do is from that benevolent intent. It is only my wish to serve as the servant of servants. It is only my wish to share with you these beautiful and most profound of truths, if you are willing to have them. Do not cast pearls before the swine. And it's very easy to separate the swine from those that are willing to accept. And it all depends on their reaction and how much their, quote, programmed ego, unquote, can handle. And I really, really hate using that word. I'm getting to hate it more and more. Not because it doesn't work, because of just other stigma attached to it. The ego is simply the emotions, or the consciousness motions, the modus operandi of the law of truth and consciousness, M-O-T-E. E as a prefix means not, or it also means consciousness. So redefine your reality as to what a word intent means for you. You can take any word and completely change it. So that sound has a completely different intent that is yours and yours alone, from your dictionary as you define it. So let's get back to ego emotion, right? It's very simple. If there are emotions involved, those are reactions. When you react, what are you doing? You're playing the same thing again. You're reacting out an old scene. It's an emotional scene that you've experienced before. So you go back to the, what do you call it? You rerun the same program, just a different episode of the same thing, right? Where the individual individuals you're talking to are different, but it's still the same scenario. But imagine, and you've done it, I've done it, and I've been on both sides of this equation, as we all have. When you say something to someone with an absolute benevolent intent, and they take it completely, and I mean completely the wrong way, tell me you haven't had those experiences. And what happened? Did things not get a little bit out of control? Because before you said, that's not what I meant, and then of course it escalates and escalates, and you get to the point where that ego imprint of anger eventually makes its way onto your forehead, and you get a big smack, and you get to be that ego imprint as well. So you end up in an argument, which is just retarded. That was not your intent. That was not my intent. But because somebody misunderstood the communication, for whatever reason, whatever program and whatever past moment they're caught in, victim or vice of time, is where they're going to be operating from. That's why this tricky little bastard, emotion, ego / whatever you want to call it, program running is so deadly and dangerous to the soul. Because it takes you so far away from you. Yes, you're having the experience, but how many people on this planet actually understand that they're having an experience? Or are they just going through the automatonic role of living a life? Doing what everybody else does, because, well, everybody else is doing it. Boy, that's original. Be original. Dare to be original. Do not look up to anyone else. The only thing you should be looking up to and into is the mirror. Once again, I will reinforce this idea. Do not believe a word I say. Take only what resonates with you as it pertains to you, regardless if it's me or someone else saying it. But if it's something that resonates with you, where you can spend some time within yourself to get it yourself, then that's when the truth becomes your truth, or an acceptance of what is self-evident anyway. But you don't have the interference of another trying to convince you of that. The only one that needs to convince you of anything is you. And now you can convince yourself to deceive yourself, but at the end of the day, you always know when you're trying to do that. That little voice, the real you, speaks up and goes, yeah, you're full of shit. yeah, okay, I'm going to believe that one. Yeah, sure. This is why you have to be brutally honest with yourself, because you're going to be brutally honest with yourself anyway. And you're the only one that's going to, fool you. Oh, you can be fooled by others outside of you. But the biggest master of trickery is and fooling yourself is you. So just be mindful of that, Look for things that resonate with you according to your path, according to your life, your way. And you'll find things are going to get a whole lot better quicker because you're solving and saving yourself instead of worrying about all of the other dramas that these other points of you are trying to imprint you with. Think about it. Are we the majority? No. Are we growing vastly? Yes. But in terms of the scope of humanity, we are an excruciatingly small minority. Even if we only number in the millions, in comparison to 7-point-something billion, that's a minority. You've always been the outcast. You've always been the black sheep. You've always been the one that everyone could come to and trust for an answer or for help. You've always been the misfit. You've always been the more radical, the more benevolent, the more caring, the more compassionate. You've always been that. And that is what has separated you from the herd, which ironically aren't being heard, and that's not a bad thing. Right? You know what I'm talking about. And as soon as the truth really, really gets to where we're at, and you start sharing it with people, all of a sudden, that insurmountable amount of respect that everyone had for you, and they said they will always have that respect no matter what. Well, I guess their definition of, I talked about this earlier today, their definition of no matter what is slightly different than mine. When I say no matter what, I actually mean it. Isn't that funny? So if you don't actually live up to the very words that you're sharing, who are you lying to? The only one you're lying to that matters is you. So again, say what you mean and mean what you say. And have a look back over all of the things that you said no matter what to. Of course, there are probably far too many to bring into your awareness, but just understand the concept. Let it all go, and then you can redefine it again in a new reality. So next time you say no matter what, mean it. Me, I'm here to get the job done, to accept all things, to become the best at being the servant of servants that I can be, no matter what. And I mean it. It's really, really simple. But you got to be honest with yourself, and you've got to be true to yourself. This is not a New Year's resolution, because we know how that one works. It's good until about January 3rd. I'm never going to drink again. Friday rolls around. Oh, man, beer looks so good. And you get stuck into it, right? Oh, I'm going to quit smoking. Sure you are. Why do you need a date to do that? If you ever get the urge to just do it, do it. That's exactly when you should. If you want. I just choose to do what I want to do when I want to do it, creating no harm upon others. It's never my intention. My intention is very clear. By my works, by my actions, I am known. But again, do not be fooled by that. I was texted about this guy, Bashar. Oh, thanks, Nick. Thank you very much. But room service is great. You're all familiar with Bashar and the guy that channels him, yeah? Okay, well, while the message, I'm not saying that the messages from Bashar aren't good. They are. They're cleverly good. They are resonant truth. He speaks of many things. But I also look at it from the perspective of what the hell do you need to be channeling something outside of you? Is that savior thing? Yes, it is. Oh, gosh darn it, it's the same thing. You know, and people fall for it. You don't hear me channeling some fucking alien. No, I own my own mind. I'm good. I don't need to speak for another or let another speak through me. I think they call that possession. You know, call it what you want. I don't care. To me, it's just a fucking sideshow. Guy makes lots of money doing it too, apparently. But anyway, what the hell do I know? Right. But, you know, the message is good. Just don't get fooled by the messenger. and get caught up in the literal paradigm again and again and again like we always have been, right? Because here's the thing. When I'm speaking, this is Kate speaking. I'll speak for me. I don't need someone to come in and speak for me. I'm good. I can take care of my own reality. Anyway, so that's what I think of channelers. You know, it's not a make wrong. It's just it's not something I accept in my reality as worthwhile. Yeah, sure, the message is great, but I already knew the message. I mean, the guy doesn't talk about anything that we all shouldn't look at in ourselves anyway. And there's lots of these different sideshows going on all over the place. So just watch for the good cop, bad cop routine. Oh, they'll come with the adornments of gold and beautifulness, and they will seem so harmless and whatever while they're cutting your throat open. The deceivers are everywhere. And I keep bringing it up simply because you need to be aware of it. I'm aware of it. The biggest deceiver of all is you. So don't deceive yourself. Because the minute you stop deceiving yourself and fooling yourself or thinking you can fool yourself, which is insanity, then you'll be able to discern a whole lot better. You'll be able to pick out the gems a whole lot faster. And you won't be so persuaded by your emotions to follow this or follow that. I want no followers. Followers? No, I'm here to, the better, quicker picker-upper, if you know what I'm saying. Right? And that's why this table is wide open. Speaking of which, Panarello's here, and it's just him right now, so I'm going to bring him in, because I haven't really had a chance to have a one-on-one with you too often. So how are you doing tonight, my friend?
Yeah, well, this morning, tonight, yeah, I'm doing good. It's like I'm having a party, but there's no one here but me, but it's good.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, it's all right, man. It's coming together. It's always been coming together. It's just, it's good that somehow we manifested each other and we're here. I don't know. Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Well, creation's perfect, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, we all go through. I'll go through doubt sometimes, but the only thing I doubt is fucking, I don't know, is it me or them? But no, I don't know. I'm just rattling some stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's what
I know, but what can I say? There's nothing much else to say, but you've said it all. Like, we've said it all.
And how many times have we said it all every time?
Yeah. But it's good because if you don't hear it, you start to get like, no, it can't be true, and you get slapped. So it's good to rehash it, I guess. It's just,
for sure.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah, and that's the irony of all of this, because I've spent literally the last 4 years saying the same thing over and over, just sharing it from different points of view and adding other ways to be able to see the other points of view, the phonic stuff and the name stuff and all the rest of it. But really, the mission is you. You're on a mission to save yourself.
Well, when we're going, I feel it myself, if I just stop trying to, I've never really been like that, I don't know, man. I'll give it to you this way, babe. I was born on the 9th of the 9th, not that it means anything, right? So, I don't know, when you guys are, been exposed to some of this, well, not exposed to it, but, on the journey of life, blah, blah, blah. You're taking numbers into account, names and all this and everything else, right? So, I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm in this body, as we all are, and far out, I've always felt like you, it's never been like what they tell you, growing up, you got to get married, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that. And, in myself, it's always like, what do I got to do anything? How many times, I've rebelled against my, so-called family, which, hey, I love them all, you know what I mean? Even just myself and my father, we've had arguments, whatever, knife at each other's throats, all the bullshit, But, at the end of the day, we still love each other, we still see each other. I mean, live and let live. But you don't really know it until you leave the nest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and look at us. We're the ones that finally had the wings strong enough to fly out of that nest. You know, and what we're doing is looking back at the nest and seeing our siblings still doubting that they can fly, and we're going, look, we can fly. You can. You got wings. Come on, come on.
But you know, when you spend time with them, and you know, if you stay calm, like because I mean, I get excited, right? And then they say like they all say, shut up, it's enough. I don't want to know anymore. You know, like. You know, we've all gone through the thing, you know, don't drink this, don't eat that, blah, 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 you know. But at the end of the day, you know, as we know, it's the intention you put behind whatever you put in your body, you know. So, like, you know, stay clear, stay, you know, whatever. And, like, you know, I've got parents like we all have, you know, 80s, 90s, whatever. You know, they go through their ailments, this and that, or whatever, you know. You get excited, you tell them about the drink your pee, or, you know, take some hemp oil, or do this, or try that. And then at the end of the day, you think, fuck, man, you can't help anyone. You can't heal anyone. You know, I learn about massage, this, that, you know, you try all the ways, you know. At the end of the day, man, if you don't look after yourself, you're not going to look after anyone.
Exactly. So, plant the seeds and move along. I got a few things I want to share here. Get your perspective. Oh, what was that?
Yeah, go. Share.
Yeah. You're going to love these. By the way, thank you, Clarity. And Clarity is one that gets it right. She knows what I can be and who I can be. It's beautiful. Thank you, Clarity. You know what I'm talking about. Perfect. Where are we? It's a BTR listener 024 for those that want to Skype in. Just put that in your Skype contact and hit right click it and hit call. That'll bring you right to the board. Just for those that want to call in. And of course, you can call in at 661-467-2401. And here we go. Here's we've had every day is a beautiful day. So a couple of things I want to share. I shared this earlier this afternoon. Another update from Wayne and White in the UK. I just love this part of the story. This is one of my favorite scenes in this movie. Anyway, this came in from Wayne today. So just been watching Return of the Jedi with White, and my brother came around and was saying that he had just got his passport so he can go to the World Cup. And White said to him, so you just got your ticket so you can go through their portal. That's why they're called airports and ports. They just left out the AL. Then she said, and you're going to spend all that money to go, to go and watch someone kick a ball around. Then there are children that have got no food to eat, no bed to sleep in. Well, I hope you have a good time watching a ball when you can watch your son do that for free. The look on his face was just shock because he knew she was right. He just went into the garden and sat down looking at his passport. He is still there now. He's been there for half an hour. Now that is some profound in-your-face, exactly truth. You know? Who are you serving? Self or all? And that's the thing about entertainment. And you know, the vast amounts of energy that people put out to, you know, North American football stadiums, and you know, think about, you know, Wembley football, soccer stadiums, and look at the money, look at the energy that's getting poured into a bunch of guys and girls walking around on some field, either, you know, playing with a puck and sticks, or an oblong-shaped ball or a round ball or whatever, and the vast amounts of energy resources directly from the poisoned soul well, and there are children starving within feet of these stadiums. I wonder if anybody notices that, or the homeless, that apparently are going to be fined $10,000 in Vancouver now, which is just another indicator of how desperate the system has become. And it got even more desperate. I'm going to share a story today that just, you got to watch the movie Daybreakers to understand. When I'm talking about the vampires now, if you haven't seen Daybreakers, you're going to have a hard time grasping the concepts I'm sharing. So watch that movie. I posted the link on Facebook, by the way, and in one of the Skype rooms. I'll share it around. It's a direct download. You might have to get rid of a pop-up, but I actually went to icefilms.info and went to Daybreakers, brought it up, and did all the work to get it to where you can actually just download it. Seriously, watch Daybreakers, and you're going to see the allegory of allegories, and it is all in the one story is told in your face. And what happens when a vampire is forced to feed on itself? Well, it turns into a demon. And in this movie, it shows you, because the real human blood supply is dwindling, that's your soul energy, by the way, is dwindling, they are forced to feed on each other. And then because they feed on each other, well, gosh darn, it's like inbreeding. They get deformed, and it happens rather quickly to the point where they are destroyed. So watch Daybreakers, because I'll share the headline after I finish these. These are just awesome. Nina, I love this story, hon. This is beautiful. That last one was from Wayne and White, and there you go. There's some brilliant truth from the mouths of babes. This one came in from Nina. When you stand in the truth, the universe has your back. And of course, not to have a coincidence here, coincidence. No names here, mate. There's the headline. That's going to be the catchphrase of the now. No names here, mate. So 5 minutes ago, on our way to the vet, a cop car on the opposite lane drove past us, did a 180, and followed us promptly. At the red traffic light, he ran our plates, followed us for a few feet, and to our relief stopped his cruiser on the side of the road, and we just kept on driving. Both of us do not carry a driver's license, and as you can see, the vehicle, she put the picture up of the vehicle registration, expired just a few days ago, May 5th to be exact, I believe. We were both calm and promptly communicated details needed to be taken in case of arrest. Don't script, eh? But you get it. So you got your beautiful. Didn't even get brushed with a feather. You had the feather fly by you. I was prepared for an interesting one-liner conversation, and I could feel the universe and benevolence gathering to give me individual and collective courage. There's the magic. Thanks, Kate, and all the beautiful kindred spirits at the Emerald Table. You mean the world to Magnetic Electric Me. Mirror, right? So it's the Facebook post is there. It's on my page as well. And this one I haven't seen yet. In AJ Austin. I love news stories. So here we go. This is in from AJ. Dropped my daughter off this afternoon so she could go and see her old schoolmates as she changed schools recently. She had left her bus fare home in the car, so I quickly went on an errand and then went back and parked up so I could go and find her. She hangs around with many other children outside a supermarket waiting for the bus. The supermarket has complained about the noise and the children being boisterous outside the shop, so there's always one or two PCSOs, I guess cops, watching the children until they get on their buses home. Or it could be just parents or something, I don't know. There were two today, one male, one female. The male was near the entrance talking to some boys, and the female was stood in the middle of the footpath looking towards the road. My daughter was near the exit, so I would have to walk past the female PCSO. As I walked towards her, I saw I would have to clearly walk around her to get to my destination, as she was right in my path. I did keep thinking, should I give her a Babylon Has Fallen pamphlet, but would rather give it to her with not too many children about. I was about 2 paces away from her, getting ready to move around her, when suddenly she lost her balance and had to recompose herself by stepping back. She said, I don't know what happened there. Nothing like having a force field, huh? Well done, AJ. And looked directly at me. I just smiled and said hello and carried on walking the straight line I had been doing without having to deviate around her, as her sudden imbalance had cleared my space. I couldn't help smiling because I was laughing my socks off inside, as I knew exactly what had happened. I was still laughing to myself all the way home in the car. And that's exactly what happens when you actually... Clarity or a hoot. Anyway, that's exactly what happens when you stand in your power. You'll throw anything off balance, because that's the power of your divine negative center, 0 point. When you find creation in the heart within, that is such a power of negative repulsion. So what you're doing is that beautiful source of magnetic negative center divine feminine will repel all negatives of the physical outside, to the point where, you'll knock someone off their feet. Fact. Oh, but don't take my word for it or AJ's. You'll see it for yourself, or you won't. So it's all good. So there you go. And just before I get the lines, more lines open, I want to go to that little story on my Facebook. I thought it was such a great. You want to talk about desperation of vampires looking for food? You see, what's happened here is the pure souls. The pure souls that got really duped That's us at the table. And there are many more that haven't made it here yet. But the ones that have that pure power source, like we're talking of the highest order. I mean, you are running with the cleanest battery going that has the most power, the most energy. And the only thing that was allowing you to be drained was your ignorance of who and what you truly are. And the game here is to keep you caught in the Luciferian false light, in the literal world, completely oblivious to this, so that these vampires can feed. But here's the problem. Here's what's happening. Because so many of us are now off the food chain, no longer being fed from, that pure and most infinite of power is being removed. And of course, word's already out in consciousness that if anyone or anything attempts to parasitically feed on any child, it is instant doom for that entity. My caution kind of got listened to and heeded to. That's the power you wield, by the way. It sounds pretty wild, but it's real to me. Anyway, the headline is this: Texas to pass Name Your Fetus bill. There's no soul in a fetus, guys. And now they want the mothers or whoever that are aborting children to name them. So my answer, quite simply, was, okay, now they're really desperate. Trying to steal energy from a soulless fetus? Yeah, happy feeding on that. You are what you eat after all. Babylon is fallen, like really fallen, okay? And it went from an earlier post today of, where it was, I'll go down, I think it was Adam Antium posted it. Great work on the Bilderberg thing, guys. That was priceless. I want to share this as well. This one came in from Chris Hayes, and it was Bilderberg in Denmark 2014. And I'm not sure if that is Chris or who is holding up a placard that says, right on the top, it says caveofgaia.wordpress.com, Babylon is fallen, high and proud. And then there's a series of photographs with a couple of the individuals. I don't know who they are, but it looks like she got their attention. I put a caption on the last one. Are you seeing that shit? He said, yeah, well, you guys are the idiots that attacked her and pissed her off to the point that that we're in the mess we're in. You did it to yourselves, right? So anyway, that was the energy I got from it. It's just funny as all get out. I just want to get down to this other post. I do believe it was Adam. Oh, great video from Ibby. For those that don't know, Ibby is walking from Norway to Africa without any money or a passport. And there's a beautiful little video up where Ibby is burning his Italian passport in front of the police station. And that's only a minute and a half, but here's a guy that, if you want to see empowerment, just go on to YouTube and look for Ibby, I-B-B-Y. Ibby burns Italian passport. That'll get you where you need to go. And have a look at that. And you're going to see the power of one individual. And it's interesting to see the reaction. Well, you don't have any ID from the cop? And nope, I'm ID-less. There's a guy that knows who he is. So for anyone that's wondering about crossing borders without passports, maybe hang around with Ibby for a little bit. That's just a thought. You know, people keep asking me. I've done my bit. I'm not interested in that part of the story. I've got a job to do here. I can't do that gallivanting all over the place now, can I? No, can't stay focused on the helm if I'm running around here and there. It's, you know, when I take a day or two off, that's hectic enough when I get back. Carrying on here. Great post, Jaina. Love it. And glad to see that your fire's roaring, as are so many now. It's beautiful. I love this one. Brevard County judge accused of punching public defender. Thanks, Javi. That was a good one. That was funny. Public defender and judge. Yeah. No, they're not falling apart and fighting within. No, not at all. Yeah. That's the energy that we're putting out here, guys. Now, let me see. I want to keep going here. Because it was amazing. It was like the whole thing shifted in one day from... where is it? Come on, I got to find this. Almost there. Then I'll get these phone lines up, guys. Where are we? Yeah, there's an event in Toronto. Justin, you posted. I'm not sure if you're listening or not, but yeah, I would like to make it. But Toronto's not my place to go and hang out, guys. Sorry, I didn't like it when I was doing music, and I'll go up there on occasion, but just not. It's just not my energy. That's my empathic thing. I absorb too much garbage when I go into Toronto. I only go in when I absolutely have to. Almost there. I think, anyway. It might be too far down. Oh, yeah, there was a good one from Adam as well. I should share this. The 9 Circles of Hell. This is to escape the 9 Circles of Hell, you just need to Lego. So there's an artist that put together the 9 Circles of Hell using Lego from Dante's Inferno. Pretty cool. I actually went through them and looked. Here's another one. You want to talk about the horror of Babylon getting drained. Powerful computer virus could start emptying bank accounts in a fortnight unless Britons protect. And again, fear porn, but I just see that as the system losing power. Yeah, exactly. And James makes the perfect point. They zero the books out each night anyway. Zero. Yes, they do. And we had an M player last night. No surprise there after the show. We had last night. Yeah, Adam, I totally agree with that. And I can't say thank you enough to Rhea, who translated the Mandarin, and Maria and all the crew that are in the technical crew room, and what you guys are doing putting these videos together. I have to tell you, the Mandarin Chinese Babylon Has Fallen is gorgeous. What you've done. Now, I'm doing a shout out for lighting. I would really love to have this narrated by someone who speaks Mandarin. And I'm sure that we can make arrangements for someone to contact one of us, the technical crew, to potentially record that so that we could actually hear it spoken. Sorry, I'm not up to speed on Mandarin. If I was, I would read it myself. So I'm just doing the shout out there, putting it out to see if anyone would be interested in actually doing the reading of the Mandarin version. I would love to hear it. It would be pure music to my ears. Another post, the tentacles of control are breaking down. Driven by Roman haulage, nonetheless. Roman haulage broke down. The Oxford Circus is over. Adam, this is beautiful. A giant octopus just shut down Oxford Circus. So as soon as I saw that, the instant resonation for me was simply this. The octagon control is busted. Babylon has fallen. And again, I'm redefining my reality as I see the literals, that I don't buy into the literals any longer. And that's basically what I'm trying to share with people. And, no problem, Nell. Glad to have you. Where are we? And some great pictures. I've got to make better notes. I've just been going through so many things. I got it. I think it was Stephen in an email sent me these pictures of Obama and Michelle with Babylon Has Fallen placards, lose the name, win the game. These are done masterfully. The CNN one is priceless. Developing story, Babylon Has Fallen, lose the name, win the game. The legal name, fraud, and how to protect your family. cateofguy.wordpress.com live CNN, and it from the CNN World Headquarters. I mean, seriously, guys, you post that around. You know how many people looked at it and said, "No way, we've made mainstream." Yeah, well, we did, but again, we have to put it out there. Because I'll tell you, as soon as you see that, and that's the power of planting a seed. How many people looked at that and thought it was actually on CNN? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you think. It's the intention that counts at the end of the day. So anyway, I still can't find this post, so I have no worries. But anyway, it went in very quick succession from feeding on from the druggies and the prostitutes being part of the now being included in part of the UK economy, to that was the homeless, feeding on the homeless, the $10,000 fine for they're really going to be able to pay those things, but it's just if they can get a name, they can steal that power in the form of money through the bond. And that's exactly how the bonds are accessed. You're the one that allows them to have access to those bonds. That soul money that is literally your soul that they're feeding on. When you truly get who you are, losing the name in all senses, and it's just a thought, guys. This is not about burning ID. Yes, it's a good idea to show your actions if you wish. But the truth of the matter simply remains this. The universe changes when your mind changes. It's when you change your internal contracts. That's when things change. Exactly the same way that when a man or a woman asks another to marry them, the contract is already done when the other party says yes. There was intent to contract and there was agreement. So when are people married? As soon as the answer is either said no or yes. No pieces of paper required. All right, so let's get these lines open here. I've got Charisma's in, and I've got, hey, Witness, and I'm not sure where this number is again, but it's a call-in number. Not sure the area code. I just opened the mic, though, so if you just heard unmute, then you will know it's you. I've got Randy coming in.
Kate?
Yeah, that's you. Who we got?
Hello, Kate. It's Kevin.
Oh, Kevin, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm glad you pulled me in first because I wanted to bring something to the table. I didn't really know how to bring it along, but through AJ and what happened today, that was perfect led for me. And as you know, I think I might have spent a little too much time on the other side, but nowadays, everybody knows about orbs. I saw the first orbs, and they were clear as day, with the mother of my child when I was 21, and there were 7 of them, and they were there, and that is that. But now I'm seeing them around people, and if I see someone being good, I see them being really friendly around them. But if they're bad, oh dear. So that is your force field, is the goodness in your heart. If you can't look at yourself in the mirror, then you got a little way to go, because that is your force field. And it's not just an inner force field. I would swear it's an outer force field as well. That was all I had for you, Kate, just to carry on, because I'm going to be doing the second hour on a catch-up, okay?
Hey, no worries, my friend, and I'm going to be taking a little walk to the other side. I was going to last night, but it took a while to clear off that energy that I had accumulated, and it's all good. So I was feeling good enough. I talked to Chris for a while last night after the show. I was feeling good enough once I sourced out where it was coming from and what have you. So I got it all cleaned out. But I thought, I went to my generator, the page where you can random yes or no. And, of course, I was in this debate with myself. Why didn't I just listen to myself? No, I'll do it tomorrow. And it's all good. So
there you are.
Yeah, I'll have another.
I decided to take about a week off, 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah. Well, again, I have taken literally a week off because I don't count the ayahuasca experience on the weekend as being anything but just an exercise in learning about how ayahuasca works. Without really, like I said, I got barely to the threshold of the door, and it was a fight to see anything. So I thought, okay, well, but I got the notion that it's just and I'm not knocking ayahuasca.
Oh well, you sound very brave, Kate. I think you can have the first tester of my new stuff then, and you can let me know.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
I'll get it on the way soon, okay?
No worries, my friend. I say, Katie the guinea pig, I'm good. And Sarah, I gotta say, Sarah, I just saw you guys rock. We've been having a bit of fun in the Kate's Kids Cove room today. For those that don't understand that every word is just sound, and how you've had it defined for you will create a reaction, and have a look at your reaction. This is why I redefine words, and one of my favorite, actually 2 favorite words to redefine, because there is no such thing as a swear word, just the illusion, because someone said there was. It's just a sound. Holy duck. Oh, wait a minute, that's the wrong first letter, but it sounds normal. Do you live in a country? Well, you said it, but you didn't pay attention. Wait a minute. Let's get the words right here, and let's really redefine them. Let me take the charge out of these words and out of these silly, emotional outbursts of, oh, no, it means this and that. Shut up. Try this on for size. Let's try the word fuck. But wait a minute. Let me redefine that for you, because it is a beautiful sound. We use it everywhere. Everyone uses it. Why is it a bad word? It's not. It's one of the most useful words in the English language. It can actually be every grammatical tool that you need. Oh, someone's got their speakers on. Mute your mic. Echo, echo. Echo, echo. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so the word fuck. Let's break it down. For those that really want some entertainment on this word, I think it's Osho does a beautiful breakdown on it, and it's coming out of such a beautiful man, and it's done with such aloofness and such lightness that a very nervous crowd, and of course his East Indian accent just says it so beautifully. It's just, I love the East Indian accent. People like to make fun of it. It's so musical, and it's just got that, it's just got that beautiful energy, the word fuck. And it just says it the way it needs to be said. It's beautiful. But anyway, getting back to the word, F is fa. It's also an S or a V, right? Or a PH. These are all phonics, breaking the rules. So we have the F, which is fa, the heart note, so from the heart. U is the international symbol for electricity, or the intent, which is masculine. C is the note of unconditional love. The 528 hertz of the heart is, of all things. And of course, the K is the Ka, the spirits. So what do we have when we say fuck? That's why, and thank you, Sarah. Fuck you too. And I can tell you why. It's so beautiful. It's from the heart with intent of unconditional love through spirit. That's what that word means to me. That's what that sound is to me now. So go ahead. Try to offend me with it. It's a good thing I was muted when I read this, Sarah. That was just beautiful. And we've been having a bit of fun with this to remove these charges. The other one is, oh no, the really bad one. Do you live in a cunt tree? Cunt, C-U-N-T? It's not a bad word at all. It's beautiful. It's the unconditional love intent, infinitely mine through the law of truth. How does that work for you? Does that feel good? Well, that's what that sound means to me. C-U-N-T. C, unconditional love. There it is again. U, there's that masculine intent. N, which means it is mine, and of course infinite to the nth degree. And you have T, which you can be crucified if you're a lower kase, a lower spirit of creation. Or if you're a upper kase, a higher spirit of creation, it will be a kappa ta L T, right? Which is the spirit into the toroidal field of intent. T, which is love. Lave, the highest note. There's that C again, the heart note. Highest note is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Don't go any higher. You don't need to. You can't top love. And that's lave, or the law of truth. So now tell me, what's bad about unconditional love straight from the heart with intent infinitely mine into the law of truth? I'd say that's a pretty good intent, wouldn't you? So let's just lose. This is the joke of it, guys. These little sounds that we share called words, that it get formed into these little letters on pieces of paper called letters and sigils and numbers and characters, whatever you want to call them, have such a profound effect on everyone. Look at the faces of people that get an eviction notice. They're just letters on a piece of paper. And they've got nothing to do with you. All of these things only have something to do with a legal name, a fiction. That all is required is for you to think that you are that fiction, for your soul to be owned, and for everything you've ever created to be drained from you, and you gave your consent to do it. Oh, you want access to my infinite universe computer of bliss so that you can rape and pillage me? Yeah, well, here's my password. You're going to give that to the bully on the playground? I mean, it's bad enough giving up your lunch money, but hey, let's talk about something a little more serious. And that's what you do every time you assume or presume yourself to be the legal name, because if you assume and presume it, so can everyone else. That's the golden rule. That which you wish upon self, you wish upon others. That which you wish upon others, you wish upon self. It works both ways. Just like anyone asking for ID with intent to contract in a legal sense is committing spiritual murder. If a human being can be a legal person, then so must a legal person also be a human being. So there is premeditated intent to commit murder literally, every time a cop or a judge or a bailiff or a government official or a banker or whatever asks for your ID, even the girls and boys at the post office, I don't care, anyone that's asking for ID anywhere is actually committing spiritual murder. And you wonder why this place got into such a mess. But we're cleaning it up now, so it's all good. All right, so back to the board. And Kevin's gone. He's already dropped off. Good stuff. And Charisma, you haven't been on the table for a while. Charisma.
Hey, Kate.
There you are. How are you doing, hon?
I'm good, hon. How are you?
Good.
Long time no talk.
Yeah, well, maybe for you, I'm always talking.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm always listening.
There you go. So what's up? What's on your mind?
I just wanted to say hey, and I love you, and I listen to you every night, and just wanted to thank you for your inspiration. You've been a godsend to me. Absolute godsend.
As everyone has been to me. I'm your co-creation. You're the one that's created this monster. Get over it.
Get over myself?
Get over your... I mean, I'm just a co-creation of all my experiences, so you get to take full responsibility for your own godsend. How's that work? That's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just glad I found you.
Yeah, well, hey, mirror, mirror. This is the thing about finding each other, is we co-create each other. Hey, this is a much better image, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Moi aussi. Moi aussi.
I wish I had some, major stuff to say, but I really don't. Everything's very mellow. It's great.
I'd say that's perfect.
Absolutely. I love you in this zone. It's just like there's no conflict. It's just mellow.
Welcome to sanity. This is what this table is to me. It's just a place where we can all get together, myself included. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm here. I'm a human, too. I'm in human form. And, I breathe. And I have to go potty in the morning and sometimes through the day, just like everybody else. It's all good.
Okay, well, I'm going to mute out, Kate. I
okay,
just wanted to say I love you. And
love you, too. Mics are open, so, if you feel the urge and you want to pop in and jump in, Billy, we don't have any rules at the table other than try not to jump and beat up each other, that's all.
Oh, I've done that.
No worries. Next one up. Anyone can come in here, but I got Witness. You were the next one in line.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
I haven't been on here in a couple of days. I'm a couple of days stronger than I was a couple of days ago. Just getting stronger every day, man. Just loving it. Back to what you were saying earlier, man. It's funny how you were talking about the churches and the white talking about that guy going to that damn soccer game. Isn't it funny how the churches don't pay taxes, and neither does the NFL or the baseball? They don't pay taxes either. They're all tax exempt.
Yeah, because they're all religions.
Exactly. This is the more you get this, man, the more you run around every day and just go. Like yesterday, I'm driving and I'm like seeing these signs, "Home of the Brave." I'm like, what a joke, man. There's comedy out there. Once you open your eyes, and it's been right there in front of our face the whole time. We didn't even see this shit. It's amazing.
Yeah. Home of the Brave. Okay, well, let's have a look at that one. Yeah, you're brave. I'm speaking in general here. You know that. Speaking of brave, how many people are brave enough to actually confront the truth that they've been committing fraud their whole lives using a legal name? Yeah, I'll see how brave you are. How many are brave enough to actually trust in the heart of all creation itself? I am. Funny how that works, isn't it?
It's funny pump it. They're the ones pumping it out there. The corporations putting it on their buildings and putting it in their front things, and it's just, oh my God.
Well, you're starting to see the joke now, right? Okay, here's my favorite question. How many at the table here could ever go back to that?
It's impossible.
That's a dumb question. The only dumb question there is, really, I think.
It's funny how we're here every night. Like, this is the best goddamn movie on the planet right here. You go out there in the world, you see what's going on, you get your little laugh. You laugh at everybody that they don't get it. You try to plant a seed in them. Hey, they think you're crazy. You're like, you think I'm crazy? No, you're crazy, man.
Yeah, again, this is where people get to see the contrast, and the joy of it is the more we fix ourselves, the more of that beautiful reality of that linear timeline that we shift into shows up, and it's like, wow, I never thought so-and-so would wake up. Well, it's only because you did. Funny that, eh?
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm seeing that. Yeah, there's much less conflict. Like, yeah, even just with people I know now, like I just don't even bother to even just, like you were saying the other day, or like we all say, is be the objective, not subjective, and just let it happen, man.
Yeah, stay out of the dramas, man.
Yeah.
Get out of the dramas and go, yeah, okay, I've been there. I've seen that rerun, thanks. I don't do Gilligan's Island anymore, thank you.
Yeah, it's a bit like once I heard this thing like you either pat the cat or kick the cat. What are you going to do?
How many people, in their rage, they get a flat tire, they kick the cat. They always attack the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I had a friend when he worked on a car, right? He was freaky. He was a big guy, too. It was a little Mazda Capella, right? This car did not have one straight panel on it. One day he was doing the timing bells over there, right? And, he's got big hands, it's hard to get in there. And he just went off, mate. I mean, Mark, what are you doing? He just started kicking the shit out of his car, man. It was like, he went red and boom, boom, boom. Are you feeling better, man? He goes, yeah, much better now. I mean, that's good. I mean, you want to fix the car now?
Now I was going to say, now you just walk around and total up the cost of your rage and your insanity. Or
he just didn't shit about the car, though, you know what I mean? But it was go through all of that, blood on the knuckles, all the crap, But, hey, that's the way we learn sometimes, I had to get burnt a lot of times till I learned, man, fuck.
Yeah, I've had enough. I'm good, thanks.
Even like, just relationships with people, you do all the right things, and fucking whatever, and then you go through the motions in your mind, fuck, I'm going to get him, whatever, and then you just let it go, man, and then you learn. Hey,
exactly.
And right now come to realization, even if even if you've lent someone some money, right, and like, nowadays it's like, I don't even care. Like, if they don't give it back, because, that's all it costs you to, get them out of your life. Fuck, see you later.
Well, that's it with me, is I don't lend anything. If I give somebody some money that they need, and if they say they're gonna pay it back, that's fine. And if they don't, that's fine too. I never give with an obligation.
No.
And there's nothing attached to it. If someone has a feeling of guilt on that, that's nothing to do with me. That's your own.
Yeah.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to take on somebody else's guilt. Are you kidding me? Here, if you need it, there you go. And if it comes back, there's that love thing. If you love something, set it free. Right?
But how much stuff comes from other places too, like just things you don't expect. Just people you meet, it's like that thing, when you're saying feather or whatever, but it's birds of a feather flock together. So, misery likes company, blah, blah, blah. Miserable people stay with miserable people. Well, it's just how it is.
Yeah, and they're looking to ego print others. And that's the problem with the ego program that you see running in humanity. Somebody, let's say somebody was in an argument with a relationship. Then they call up their friend to talk to them about it, male or female, doesn't matter. Next thing you know is because they lost in their quest, in their battle, in their argument, in their relationship, what they do is they'll call other friends to parasite their energy by passing off this shit energy, this ego imprint, and that's humanity vampiring on itself. That's why, don't... Well, woe betide anyone that would call me with a personal issue regarding drama. Anyway... not a smart thing to do, guys, because I'll just tell you to grow up, change your diaper, and get a new soother. I've been there, man.
We've all been there at the kitchen table with our family. Your sister or your brother, they start saying, oh, come on, Mum, you know what I mean, don't you? And they gang up on you. Or whatever, you know what I mean? It's not like, hey, this is the truth, man, people might be sitting there complaining about work, and work was 3 hours ago. Work's not here. We're here. Let's relax. We're eating dinner. Don't worry about those people at work. Fuck, when you go to work, tell them to fuck off if they give you these shits.
Oh, yeah.
How much people bring home, and fucking you gotta listen to it all day, at night when you come home just to relax. Fucking leave it alone, man. Man.
The only thing I ever brought home in terms of work were the fun things that happened during the day. Something outrageous would have happened, and that just turns into this beautiful story, right? So it actually transmuted into this play, if you will. Nothing to do with work, but of course the family knowing stuff. But yeah, I've lost count of the people I hung out with. That's all they focused on. They'd come home. Or come by my place, and then it's just this big, long diatribe about how much this sucks and how much this asshole did this to me, and then, well, you're not happy with it, and whose fault is that? Don't cry me a river because your life sucks and you're bitching about your job. You've got an opportunity to change that. So until you do, suck it up, baby. Suck it up.
And then you notice how their health starts to go down after they keep saying that shit? They just language themselves into sickness, into everything. And then they want to find the white coat to fix them. No, fucking hell, work it out.
Yeah, and it's not good enough that they're tearing their own souls to shreds and creating the physical demise with dis-ease. Not enough to do that. No, let's bring the whole family in. Let's bring everybody into this destruction. If I'm going down, you're all coming with me. No, thanks. You can sink all by yourself. I'm good. And then, of course,
I had another thing I'm doing, Kate, is I went and bought me a camera, make sure that I could get it charged in my car. Got it all hooked up. Got it where I wanted it in the car. So when I can't wait to come back to this show and push play on the damn thing. Because when these guys confront me, I'm gonna make a comedy out of this shit. Because when you know who you are, I'm gonna play game. Boy, you better go to the donut shop and get you a big ass cup of jurisdiction before you start talking to me like that. First of all, I don't speak slave, and I ain't your damn slave. Until you get jurisdiction, you need to watch who you're talking to and address me as sir or master, whichever one you want. I'll bring that tape back to the board. That's from, and everybody else needs to do the same thing. Y'all need to be ready for so we can get comedies back to the damn board.
Hey, Witness. Witness, I'm telling you right now, with the energy you're putting out, they're not going to come within 100 miles of you. Just letting you know. You might have some trouble getting that video, okay? That's a good thing.
I'm not going to face nothing. I'm just going to put it on there so that they don't think for 1 second that I'm holding some camera in their face like I'm going to go hire me one of them lawyer liar motherfuckers. No, I am ready for a comedy. I'm ready. You want to take me out of the car? Come, open the door, brother. Pull me out. Let's go down. Let's go talk to your masters. I can't wait to eat these some bitches alive. Oh, you want me to go see one of your little administrative judges? I'm going to eat that bitch for breakfast, too. Believe me, you don't want to fuck with me.
No, truth is a powerful thing. And again, do it with humility. I know where you're coming from, but do it with the utmost humility. The peaceful mind, the peaceful heart will rule the day every time. And I got to tell you, I've done it too many times, confronting these individuals. You will see the level of excitement that I have if you watch the Judge Bows to Sovereign video. That's as excitable as I get when I'm dealing with these people. I don't get ranty. I just look at them and go, yeah, well, I'm going to call your shit. You guys heard me live on the air with the 3 cops I ran off.
Cool.
Guys, I've got a show to do here. Appreciate it. It's like the first cop said to me, well, how long are you going to be? I said, well, I'm on the air. I'm on the air for a couple hours, so you're going to be waiting around for a bit. Okay. Funny as hell.
You know what's funny about that, Kay? I got thousands of hours listening to you. You don't miss a beat. I mean, when I listen to it, I'm not really listening at the actual words. I know I've already heard that 1,000 times. What I'm listening for is when you might have missed a beat. You might have missed maybe 2 little beats when you see them pull up behind you. It was just a little tiny ass beat. But after that, you went right back to Phoenician and this and that for 35 minutes, and then right when they were coming up your window, a little I mean, baby, only I could see them. People that listen to you every day could see that. Otherwise, they wouldn't even notice it.
Yep. Well, again, it's just keeping yourself in that I accept all things space, and I wasn't going to let anything shake me from that. I can't even really put it into words. It gets funnier every day I get away from it. Further away, it's just getting funnier and funnier.
Yeah, hey, Kate, just ignore them and they'll go away.
Well, again, the only thing that March 14th was the culmination, and I will say this, because it laid everything on the line. I was completely vulnerable with everything in my universe right there with me, everything, computers, clothes, everything, my car, all of it. And that's just the physical. Let's talk about the spiritual and the message that I've been talking about for the last number of years. Not only was everything that I ever had left in my existence on the line, but everything I ever talked about was on the line. No real pressure at all, guys. None at all.
You got big shoulders.
Well, I tell you, that's going to be that might be the little misbeat that you hear, because these realities click real quick. It's like, well, and that's how I felt the day of the judge bows. I mean, I had 21 other people there, and so I'm going to perform, and I'm not. And it wasn't about letting me down. I don't give a shit about that. I'm good. I can accept anything. It's about letting others down. I can't do that, right? So that's where the real pressure comes in me. I don't want to let anybody down. And I won't.
No,
I stand opposed.
Yep.
I will not yield.
You're the last person on this planet they want to talk to, Kate.
Yep. Too bad. Actually, I think I'm actually fairly nice to talk to when we're having a nice conversation.
I think they'd go home and be like, "Hey, I'm resigning from the police. I got to find another line of work. So I'm going to end up in a Phoenix camp."
Well, I'll tell you, the one cop that I didn't actually converse with, he would be deemed the ringleader of the three, the senior officer, if you will. The one that walked by my car on Saturday wouldn't come within 10 feet of me, just kind of gave me the scowl. I just looked up and said, yeah, whatever, I'm busy writing here, and I'll go get your coffee or whatever you think you're doing. And but that individual, no, I don't see that individual resigning anytime soon. The lady, I certainly gave her lots to think about. She looked like your typical, mom, grandma type individual, and was just doing what she was doing because it was a job. She was running full program. That was easy, so there was really no challenge in it. It's the other ones that the one guy that did come up to the window, the one that came closest to the car within a foot or so. Was the only one that was attempting to run any sort of good cop, bad cop word trickery program. But I'm not going to play that game. This is why I'm telling people, don't get into the long banters of, I'm sovereign and I have my right. Screw that, because you're just confusing yourself. You're putting yourself into a bigger trap. Really simple. No names here, mate. I'm not in your dead jurisdiction. I do not have a legal name or entity in which to contract with you. And it's what you need. So no names here, mate. I have my jurisdiction. You can stay in your dead by consent jurisdiction, and ne'er the two worlds shall ever meet with me. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
I'm the master of my own ship, partner.
Yeah. Come sail away. Now, hey, Randy, you haven't said anything yet, and I've got Mike in here as well. So just letting everybody know, don't be shy. I know Randy is one of the most uber polite individuals I know. So
I'm not really. Thank you. I love you all. Witness, what up?
Witness,
what up?
Hey, you know my brother-in-law. Well, I'm not married to her no more. He's not married to her, but we're ex-battle buddies, man, in the Army, dude. I woke his ass. He is awake, dude. He calls me every day telling me, I love you, man. I love you. Because his life's so much better now that he doesn't have any fear in his life.
That's beautiful.
Right?
It's beautiful. Yeah. No, I just haven't said anything because I'm stoned. And then two, or B, depending on how you like to do it, or second, however, right? We can create that a lot of ways. I just love where we're going, man. I mean, it just feels good, sounds good, resonates. All happy because I had a download today. I've forgotten it now. I forgot it about an hour and a half ago. I was traveling along and it was a beautiful download. It's something about being as calm as you need to, as you can be, and having fun. And there is no fear, there is no need for it. So if anyone wants to contract with you, it's actually humorous, right? I mean, we know this. So we've got a white knight who's 7 years old. Go figure, 7, right? And there's the evidence right there. There's the evidence all over the place. There's the kid who just burnt his passport in the train station. I mean, what more do you really need? I mean, come on.
Here.
Just so
hey guys, allow me, Randy. Here's something else. You ready?
Ready,
D is on top of the game as always. This is my friend from out west that has this beautiful technical skill of absolutely ripping apart the fabric of space and time in a technical way that, again, I cannot fully comprehend, but I intuitively understand exactly what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying, but I know exactly what he's saying. Does that make sense? It's a singularity when I read this shit. So here it is. I'm listening to your show. Then you said, giant octopus shuts down UK circus. Yucky circus, right? Yuki circus. You can't know how many versions of this OC2 I have drawn, including yesterday, before it turned into a big, fat, pure perception bubble this morning. I just clicked on the link, and for the first time ever, the computer just froze on that page. 4:44 p.m., 8*8. Now, I know what he means by that. You can't make this shit up, man. This is pure magic. I love it. This distilled into Greenwich Mean Time in Yucky or UKY. I love it. The dead betting pools where all zeros are emptied and reset daily. This is it. Now, pay attention to that. The Greenwich Mean Time. The dead betting pools. And now this is where you have Zulu time, baby. Right? Where all zeros are emptied and reset daily. This is the universal constant from which the 1 second universal perpetual motionizer is spun in both directions at the same time, making everything nothing, the 0, absolute neutral, plus, and minus, standstill, or better, oppositing standoffs, where the ballot boxes are cast to trap your votives. So beautiful, Deed. Who gave you that, Louisville slugger? And there isn't a park big enough for you anymore. So thank you for knocking that one out. Oh, yeah, it just...
Right on, we got a little Hank Aaron.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we got... Hey, Michael, yeah, truth or Hank Aaron. Goodbye, Mr. Spaulding. Anyway, Michael, how are you? Good to have you, friend.
Yeah, hey, we were talking about, hey, what the fuck? What about shit? Fuck is fucked in most languages. But what happened? How did shite become shit when it crossed the ocean?
Well, there you go. Shit. I love shit. There's a beautiful word. Shit. Shite.
Oh, I know.
Shite is actually better for me because it's got consciousness in it, right? So you have the divine Oh, here, Randy, you go ahead. You can speak Phoenician. SHITE.
I don't know about the shite, so I can't speak to that. So finish your thing. I can tell you about shit, though.
Okay, we'll do shit. No, let's play, guys. This is beautiful. Let's do shit.
Oh, by the way. Just real quick, by the way, Babylon has fallen.
Oh, I know. Isn't it great?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. And then
I'm saying, too. I'm creating, too. Just say it. Well, I'll let you do shit, and okay. E is simply consciousness. Right?
Okay. All right. Okay. So, aloha, Mike.
Can I just pipe in?
Yeah, go ahead. Might as well. This is a mess right now anyway.
What's that? It's not a bad word.
Neither is shit. There's no such thing as a bad word.
Yeah, that's just a sound.
That's what I'm trying to tell everybody.
Standing for, it was the Mariners. Shit is ship high in transit because it was manure, so they put an acronym on there, shit, ship high in transit. When salt water would hit the manure at the bottom of the ship, they got explosions.
There you go.
With the manure and all that.
The ship is the mind, right? The ship is the mind. So put the allegory together here, and I'm going to show you in Phoenician how this works perfectly. What you have is a divine feminine, the S, right? In the bridge duality, the H, which is the Trinity. The H that is wide open to accept all things as above and so below. Have you ever noticed that about the capital H? Yeah, isn't that interesting how that works? It's completely open at the top and bottom, right? And then we have, that's your bridged duality creating the Trinity, right? And you have the I, the yes, the infinite self, and the T, the law of truth, and of course E being consciousness. So when you talk about a ship, that's a mind. So here's the thing about when truth enters the mind or the bottom of the ship, it fucking explodes. It goes fractal. I love it.
I'm shitting my brains out.
Hey, so shit. You know how people say you're the shit. He's the shit, but shy. So T is what? The law of truth.
Yeah, the law of truth, or the crucifixion. Remember, uppercase T, lowercase t. The T, uppercase T, is you with your head bowed to all creation, right? Remember all the pictures of you'd see paintings or whatever of Christ with the head bowed forward, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, what I'm thinking is that like shy, like shit or shite, like a shy person usually is a benevolent, compassionate, mainly. So when a shy person becomes the law of truth, they become the shit, right?
Well, there you go. Yep.
It's like
we're
arse and ass.
What's that?
I don't know.
It's like arse and ass.
Oh, yeah, ass is a donkey, or something that you might have a very nice one. Making an ass of yourself, a fool. Now there you have the as below creation to above, Isis. Well, what are you creating? And of course, dawn key is to wear the key. Right? Dawn, the light, the first light, and the key or the life, the first light of life, donkey. It's like monkey.
Yeah. So we talk a lot about fucking, but we actually shit more.
Yeah, pretty much. Well put, Michael. I think the biggest thing that I'd really love to get across to people is the minute you start understanding that it's just a sound, everything you hear is just a sound. Now, someone could come up to you in a foreign language that you do not understand, curse you upside down, backwards, forwards, inside out, tear you a brand new hole very calmly with every profanity. N-I-T. Oh, my God, that just works so perfectly. All right? And you will not react because why? Because those sounds are gibberish to you. Can I let you in on a little secret? It's all gibberish. It's all Babylonian. Silence is golden. Pay attention to that. That's why my favorite word is shh.
Too true.
Right.
Don't
it's around the corner. Right? It's around the corner. They go, shh, it's around the corner.
It's around the corner. Shh, don't say shit. Shh.
Or the young girl, Polly, or better yet, if there's something dirty on the other side of the door, you can feel with a young girl having an issue with her bowels, polish it behind the door.
Yeah.
Depends on how you pronounce it. I mean,
in that expression, I don't give a shit or I give a shit. I mean, why the fuck would we use that word?
Well, yeah. I mean, look at the word polish, and I'll send this out to our friend Paul. Paul man, ish means man. So hey, he's polish. He's Paul man. What is it? See, this is the whole thing I'm trying to get across. How are you defining the sounds that you're hearing? Are you allowing someone else's definition to create an emotional reaction in everything you hear? Well, we do it because we were brought up in this program of tongue pledge, language. The divine feminine getting caught in the web of Webster's dictionary. So
the shit has really hit the fan and it's going everywhere.
Yeah, the heart. Shit has hit the fan. The heart infinitely mine. Fa-N. Just like pro-fa-n-i-t. Right? Profanity. Pro for fa, the heart, infinitely mine, in the eye of self, yes, through the law of truth. Into consciousness, or the tree of life, if you put an E or a Y at the end, or an I, it could be whatever you want. And I just used every rule in the book to break every rule in the book. You see, Phoenician is a singularity. And the instant you understand that it is a singularity is the instant you will refine your reality, and you will not be offended by gibberish. So when someone says, hey, go fuck yourself, I'm singing, yeah, thanks, man. Oh, but you don't have the same definition of fuck that I do. And you think it's a bad word. You think it's profane. Well, it actually is profane for the heart infinitely mine into consciousness. You're damn straight. The heart of intent through unconditional love in spirit is my intent. So please, go fuck yourself. With love. It's perfect.
Cool.
You take the charge of the words when you do this. You literally bust the energy of the spell because you make it powerless. Imagine this. Think of some gibberish word and put an intent in it. Have you ever tried to make up words and it just didn't work? That's because you had no basis of the creation of the word, and every word has a structure to it that gets exposed. I was talking about this last week with the word subtle or subtel. Every word has a basis as to why it is formed the way it is, and that's why it was so critically important to make sure you spelled the damn things properly. Now, was that D-A-M-M-E-D, or was that D-A-M-N-E-D? It doesn't matter. What did you hear? Well, in normal speak context, you heard the N version where I had a dam that stops all bullshit in mind. Do you see why it's so important that you understand these things and how you define your reality and how your reality can be assumed and presumed for you if you're just speaking gibberish, or Babylonian as I like to call it. You can call it English, you can call it French, you can call it German, you can call it Slovenian, you can call it Mandarin, you can call it whatever you want, but to me, in the spiritual sense, it's all just a load of gibberish. Gibber. Jib? Well, let me see. I could probably get something. That's a for sale, a jib. Consciousness, spirit, breath, ish, man. Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Hey, Kate, I gotta listen.
I was going to say 1 sec. The jib is the front sail on a boat, so it's the one that leads the mind. So there you go. Gibberish works.
Gibberish, yeah. Speaking gibberish.
Yeah,
that's.
Don't step in the shit. What's the other one? Quit causing shit.
Leave my shit alone.
Leave my shit alone. Quit doing shit
I'm
to yourself. Shit. Don't shit on yourself. That's one. Quit shitting on yourself. How do I do that?
Shit talking. Talking shit.
You're the shit. I like that.
It's amazing.
I gotta listen to the beginning part of the show, Kate, because you lit my consciousness up, and I gotta listen to the beginning part of that show. Just the way you spot on, just the way you deliver it, illustrate it, and it.
Well, now I'm gonna shift the shit. Shift the shit. Let's talk about portals. We go to the airport, and it's an airport toll.
You hear me?
We think we're flying somewhere, and we're actually going through some portal and then appearing in another location. Which is the same spot.
There you go. Here, I got another quick one in from Clarity. Thank you. Up to date, up to the minute reporting by Clarity on Skype. Thank you very much, Clarity, and this is beautiful. I haven't had a chance to go through it yet, so let's play this one out, because I like working in the now. It works so much better, doesn't it? So here we go. This came in.
This segment is brought to you by Babylon is Falling.
Yes, and we will return to the currently scheduled program of Hey, Won't You Get a Load of Me, starring me. Ta-da! Here we go. This one is now starring James 23 minutes ago, apparently. Anyway, here it is. I was out in front of the Bank of America at a bus stop, talking to a cool guy about the name, and he got it, and some security guard kept staring at me, but backed away. I thought to myself, maybe the security guard wants to talk. So I walk over to him after I was done with the cool guy, and boom, he hits me on the shoulder. What are the odds? It's apparently pretty good, 100%. Then he tells me not to hit his customers. Can't make this shit up. At first I denied this, and then I woke up and asked for his name. He backed off fast. I read his security badge, and it said I just might have to contact B of A and QIS security. When I was walking away, 2 people in a pickup at the light yelled, "Did he just hit you?" I said, "Yeah, did you see it?" They said, "Yes." I walked away and the witnesses yelled at him. I bet he's going to have a difficult few nights sleeping. In the old days, I'd want revenge. Now I pity the little bastard. You see, and guess what, James? That's beautiful, because you did exactly what creation says. You don't have to do a fucking thing. Walk away, baby. Mama and Papa, Harlow Creations, got this one. And yeah, it's going to have a few sleepless nights, wondering if you reported him. But we don't do the report thing. We're trying to get you out of port. But I'll tell you, the power of port, once you flip it into the spirit seed through spirit breath of truth, po-ro-ti, you have a whole different meaning of it. So while you're in port, you can be out of port too. It just depends on your definition. And we've been very polarized into thinking it one or the other. I mean, I can take Cain or Ka-I-N and make it positive, the spirit of the infinite self. Yeah, that works. That's a very positive thing.
Katie, that is good shit.
That's good shit,
yeah,
man.
So how did arse come ass?
Well, you just take the spirit breath out of it. That's cool. But I love arse because it works so well. The as below to above creation through spirit breath into creation. Say himself, herself, itself. Yeah, so go ahead, make an arse of yourself. You're supposed to. Do you get the cosmic joke yet? Isn't it funny that cosmic joke is CJ, which is the mirror of JC? just a coincidence, really.
That's beautiful.
And it just gets better every day, guys. Have you noticed?
I thought I'd bring some new shit to the table today.
You can't make this shit up.
No, you can't. Hey, Mark, how are you? Good to hear you.
Okay. Aloha.
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 How you doing, Mark?
Fucking ha.
Yeah, good. Better with the laughing.
I got a call. You know, you get a call. Now that you're awake, you know, you get calls from these old bill collectors that have been passing these thing on to this company. Well, I got a call. And as soon as they call you, man, it's apparent that once you know what you're looking for, that they're asking for the name. Is John there? Depends on who it is. Who is this? And they're like, well, this is such and such, and we need to make sure that we're talking to John. Oh, you want to play the name game. You want to try to get me to assume a dead legal system there. Oh, okay. Nobody living here by that name on this end of the phone. And they're just like,
hey,
well, we're looking good.
Witness, you want to have some real fun with these guys?
Yeah.
Here, let's lay it on line for them. Let's really tell them what's going on. Collection agent or whatever calls you, or calls for the name. As soon as you answer the phone, it says, oh, gosh, darn. You know what? I just claimed your soul for attempting to kill me spiritually. Have a nice day. Click.
Click.
Let that fucking seed roll around in your kangaroo court. That's a fact.
It is.
Thank you. I just claimed your soul. Don't worry. You won't get fed on any longer, and you won't be able to feed on anybody else. We'll keep that guilt safe.
Better. The game just keeps getting better and better, man. You just keep throwing layers on top of layers, and the game just gets funner and funner and funner and funner.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it does. Hey, you know what I want to add before I forget, Kate? Is back in December, before I reached the show, I think it was in February that I gotta go in. I got on the show, but when I started to catch on to the name thing with the IDs and stuff, it was Christmas time, and my niece got pulled over the very next day. But I'm explaining to people, I'm like, this person that's on this ID, this license, I says, it looks like you. It's got the same hair color, same eye color. I says, but it is not you. You know, and you know, and I was about 80% there with it. It wasn't until I got to the show that things really started to light up. And my own contemplating this whole name game, the game of consciousness, right? So I'm explaining it to him, and you know, so anyways, my niece the very next day, because I got it. Actually, I was probably more than, I was like 90%, 99.9% there. And so the next day, my niece was coming over to my place, and she got pulled over. She was coming to pick up my sister's kid, her little kid, Amani, and the cop gave her a ticket. She was going like I don't know, 5-10 miles over the speed limit, and it was like $100 and something ticket, you know, and so the very next day, right? Well, because I called and left a message. I said, you know, if you want me to talk to you about this, I said, you know, just give me a call. The very next day, another cop goes to her house, right? The guy that pulled her over didn't even go. He sent another guy and went up to the door and knocked, and he said, Officer so-and-so, I don't know who it was, wants to talk to you about the speeding ticket. He says he wants to rip it up. You know, he doesn't want to follow through with it. So when you're saying that the people that you're involved with are connected to, you know, in this particular little fold, it goes out, not even there, but I'm sure with people, you know, that are just basically at this table. You know, when we make that connection and talk with them and communicate and we hear each other's voices, you know, so that's what I think you were getting at with when we come together and hear each other's voices, like my niece heard it. She didn't get it and understand it, but somehow she was still protected. You know what I'm saying? So I've never heard of that before. I never heard of any cop going up and ripping a ticket up after the fact. You know? So that was, pretty wild.
Yeah, you know, people are going to have to go through their own experiences of seeing this for themselves. And once people really grasp the simplicity of, I mean, it is so simple. It is so, a 7-year-old gets it and makes a cop walk away. Simple, guys. Like, seriously. No names here, mate. But you got to see, and it's not. People still have this notion that they feel they have to do something. You don't have to do anything. What you need is to be that change of mind. Understand the difference. And once you do, contract is null and void for the soul. You get your soul back. And you get your cause back to the degree of responsibility that you can handle wielding power of all creation. The true gift.
State of mind. It's in your mind.
Yeah.
If you believe in the state of Florida, well, show me a picture. Let me see the state of Florida. I'll talk to him. If you don't see him, then it's a fiction. You wipe it right out of your mind. You know what really resonates with me? You think of it like this. Okay, I'm going to go before a judge. He's going to ask me if I'm the name. Why is he asking if I'm the name? Well, he's asking me if I'm the birth certificate. So if I didn't know what I know, then basically I would stand there in total stupidity and say, yeah, I'm the name on the birth certificate, commit fraud. He would then put the birth certificate in the warehouse, and my stupid ass would follow it. He ain't putting me in jail. He's putting the birth certificate in jail. That's what resonates with me. That's what makes the game easy for me to.
Okay, well here's a good one, guys. How many stories have you heard? And I have heard many regarding this, where someone is actually in the courtroom and not being the name, and a judge orders a warrant for the arrest of that individual. The name. Okay, bailiff. If you really were that name, and it really was real, wouldn't the bailiff instantly jump your sorry ass in the courtroom? No. Why do they let you walk on through? Well, if the warrant, this is the joke and the ridiculousness of the fear of we're going to issue a bench warrant. Well, fucking knock yourself out. I'll have a little teddy bear with that name stapled to it, sitting at an address that you might assume and presume to be where I live, but I actually live in a body, so get out of it. But do you understand do you see the joke here?
So fucking easy and stupid.
I'm going to issue a warrant for the arrest of such and such. Yes, go ahead. You can take a piece of paper, write that name out. There you go. Arrest it.
Put all the warrants you want on that name. I ain't never going to assume it.
But no, I really want people. I want you to dwell on this, guys. Think about this. Look at how empty the bluff is. Well, if you don't do this, that, and the other, I'm going to issue a bench warrant for the arrest. Right? Go ahead. And then they issue the bench warrant, and then and whoever walks right out of the courtroom. What's wrong with that picture? Because if you truly were, the only thing that's going to get your sorry ass grabbed is if you consent to be the dead fiction.
It goes back to your video, Kate. It's a simple question. Who the fuck says it's a simple question? No, you go. Are you fucking the name or what? Are you crazy? What do you mean you're not a name? No, he didn't say that. He said.
Can I share?
La cerveza, por favor.
Table's open. Mics are open, guys, so careful of your background conversations. Is that Charisma? Jump in, please.
Yeah, Kate, I just wanted to tell you what happened to me today. I went for my walk, and I live in an apartment building, and there was a memo right where the elevator was saying that there was 3 cars going to be towed June the 9th. And one of them was mine, because I don't have an underground parking. I just parked in the parking lot. All of a sudden, they've given me the heads up that my vehicle is going to get towed. So I go to my walk.
Yeah, one sec. I'm trying to figure out who.
Background noise?
Licenciada. Licenciada.
One sec. It might be. Check. Yeah, guys, mics are open. I'll reopen the ones that I've closed. Go ahead, Charisma. Yeah, so they're threatening to tow the car. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're threatening because I don't have an underground parking spot. I just actually park where I park. The plates are not under my name. The car I bought for $200. It's like a 2003. Regardless, anyway. So I'm on my walk, and I'm thinking, why would they give me the heads up? So I'm thinking, okay, I could either phone the towing company, which I don't know who it is. I could phone around where I am and see and kind of get the gist. But then I'm thinking, no, I'm just going to stick Babylon Has Fallen on my windshield, so when the guy does come, sorry about your fucking luck, buddy.
Yeah, follow your heart. Do whatever is true in your heart. You're the power, right? So what you understand is what you are going to get out of it. That's it. It's really that simple. This is about regaining your own personal solidarity with self and coming into the acceptance of all creation.
Well, the car is not under, it's not under my name. There is no association with my name, nothing. So I'm thinking, when they come to tow it, Babylon Has Fallen.
Me, I'd pop the VINs out of it. And,
the VINs are out. The VINs are out.
And pop the plates off it.
They can't touch it.
Plate?
Well, yeah, they need a plate to a legal jurisdiction to do it. So
but the plates aren't under my name either.
Who cares? They're not under. Sorry, Charisma. Listen to what you're just saying there. They're not under what?
Yeah, they're not under the legal fictional name.
Is there someone?
So what does it have to do with you? Is what I'm asking. This is the point I'm trying to make here. It's got nothing to do with you.
To me.
So what are you worried about? Hold the plate.
Well, I'm just worried that they're going to tow it, and then I'm going to have to pay $60 to get the frickin' thing back.
Oh, scripting, are we? Okay.
No, I'm not scripting.
Yes, you are. Stop denying the truth. You're scripting. I'm just trying to help you here, hon.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be. Okay. I'm not trying to beat you up.
No. All I'm saying is, they're giving me forewarning.
Well, here, Charisma. The bottom line is this, okay? My game is quite simply, if I can trap you, and I'm doing it with benevolence, would it not be better for me to trap you to show you how you can be trapped by another that doesn't have benevolent intent? To give you the understanding of how you can get trapped?
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's why there is no need to defend anything or anyone at this table at all, ever. Because the whole idea here is to empower each other with the right tools, the right knowledge, so that we don't get tricked and trapped. The game is quite simple. You've popped the VINs out, pop the plates off, make sure they're not visible anywhere, throw them in the trunk or whatever.
Right.
And there's no jurisdiction there. As soon as they can tie it to a legal name, then they can play. But until that point, they cannot. So I'd be very interesting to see how this turns out.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the plates off of it. Well, they said June 9th. They've given me
No, stop with the they've given me looking for fucking permission. Stop. Mary, you've done this for so long. I need you to grow up. Seriously. Listen to yourself, hon. I love you. Listen to yourself. Look at the power you keep giving away. Who is they?
I know.
That is somehow more important than you. They can go fuck themselves. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Hello? Hey, I missed
Kate. Thank you, Kate.
No worries. Time to be the tough bitch here, hon. You got to be a bit tougher on this.
Where's their car parked?
What I needed to hear.
Well, it's in the parking lot in the apartment building she lives at. I've been there. I know the parking lot and stuff. I wouldn't care.
And why do they want to tow it?
Who cares?
Because they want me to pay $25.
I'm going to mute both of you for that question. Who fucking cares?
But I mean, if it's parked, right, I don't get it.
Richie?
I'm just not getting it.
Richie, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
She said earlier that somebody gave her why
okay.
would it...
Are we still talking about this? Look what happened. You just fucking derailed the concept.
Absolutely.
Lose the fucking literal now, or I won't open your mics anymore because I cannot trust you to stay in the anagogic. We're here to get the concepts. I don't care why.
I know that, Kate.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm making this very clear. No, because I know, guys. I know Mary. I know Mary very well. Okay, so I'm working one-on-one with her right now because I do know her. She's got a very compassionate heart and will give away everything, including her power, every time. And you need to stop doing that, Mary. Please.
I'm getting better, Kate.
Thank you. And when I say you got to be a bitch about things, it doesn't mean to say you've got to be the angry schizoid California girl.
Oh, I've
done
that.
You must be resolved in your position, no anger, complete peace, and just lay it on them.
Yeah, you're right.
I would simply, honey, I would simply go to the whoever that collects the rent for, whoever, whatever at the building, whoever collects the rent. And I said, if anyone touches my car, it's not got VINs on it, there's no plates on it, there's no way to connect it to anything legal. Anyone touches that car, this office will be, and all the employees in it will be charged with theft. I will call the police and have my car reported as stolen. Walk away, leave it at that. Don't get into debates with monkey minds that everyone loves to do. No, but I'm telling you right now, be aware of this. There's no argument here. Just say, no, it's okay. You touch the car, someone will be charged with theft. You have a nice day now. And go home. And leave it at that.
Thank you, Kate.
Well, they threw a fear porn at you. Throw one back. Actually, the difference is you've got a legal name, so you're a legal slave. I don't have a legal name, and I will report you as a witness to this. And you're done.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you. Stand in your power, guys. Enough of the bullies and the bullshit, okay? It's funny how
They don't have to understand it.
The thing is, the car isn't under my name, but they know it.
Oh, stop!
But not the
We're
name.
Done.
We're
name.
done.
We're done.
We're done.
Literal gibberish.
Thank you,
Katie.
Thank you.
Katie, does this help at all?
Okay.
It is not important. It is not important for them to understand. You stand in your truth. It is on them, their ignorance, That's theirs, not yours. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, we get caught up in thinking that we need to make others understand us. I do this every night on the radio, for crying out loud, okay?
Right.
It is only important. It is only important. Okay, I get it. Good, thank you. I'm trying to give you something here.
Listen.
I know you hate the shit.
I hate your dramas. Everyone that brings dramas. I hate your fucking dramas. Take them to Gilligan Island, please. Breathe and shush, guys. It is not important that others understand what you are saying. It is only important that you do.
Exactly.
You're right.
I know. Because it's truth.
You're right.
I see it like this. If you're the master of your ship, and you giving that shit well, why they give it to me in advance? Well, maybe they gave it to you to see if you would fear it. You gave it validity. You gave it spiritual contract.
Oh, they've always tried to do that to me here.
Oh, I love Kaz. Here's a great one. How about offering the Popo a cross with a name on it? Rest in peace, dead fiction. Now we're playing. Isn't that more fun than the rest of your literal shit that you've been trying to throw on this table? We just cleaned it and you're throwing shit all over it, the wrong kind? Oh, fuck. That's hilarious. Oh, man, that's awesome. Kaz, you rock, baby. One more time. You ready? How about offering the Popo, right, the Po lice, a spirit seed lice, a cross with the name on it? Rest in peace, dead fiction. And if you want, you can go to the store and get one of those little plastic people or something, and have it fun. Here you go. Here, do you have any ID? Yeah, here. And hand him a fucking cross with a legal name on it. It ain't me, no. You talk to the little man girl thing, whatever, on the cross. Yeah, have a nice day. Witness, put that in your arsenal of fun, will ya?
I will definitely put that one in there. I'm ready. I'm gonna put that one in there.
Bye now.
Or take a doll, take a G.I. Joe or a Barbie, and put the legal name on it. Oh yeah, here you go. Talk to them. See ya.
You know, when I'm sitting there thinking about like being drugged down there, I'm not gonna say nothing. Like you always say, better. But what I will say is this: I'll look them dead in their eyeballs and say, "Do you have a name?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm Officer such and such." And I'll be like, "Do you have a name?" "Yeah." I'll be like, "Well, seeing as how I don't talk to dead people, why don't you go get your masters? Bring them back here and let me talk to them because I don't talk to dead people." And they'll be like, "Hey, go get my cigarettes too. I'm not gonna say another word till I get my cigarettes."
Hey, you know what though? I was gonna do the same thing. I was gonna get a phone camera and record the whole thing and stuff, just for people to see. But I'm not gonna do that. And the most important thing, which I've recognized wholeheartedly within my own journey here, is I'm pulling myself out of that state of defense. I see people that they only want to roll their window down like an inch or two, and I'm not gonna give anybody a hard time if anything happens, which I don't think it's gonna, but I'm just not going to be in a state of defense. I'm going to speak to them as if I'm speaking to God. I'm not going to be speaking to the cops. I'm going to be speaking to the highest part of their consciousness.
Again, I'm not Richie. Yeah. I'm going to ask people this. I got to jump in here anyway. I got like 8.5 minutes, so I got to give the shout out. But guys, really, someone's on Skype, grabbing their phone while on the air. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Let me just check which one it is. Not that one. And is it that one?
Could someone get that for me? Thank you. I'm out.
I found it. There we go. It's all good. Anyway, let's not get into these literal script writing. I'm trying to get people to stop doing this shit about rolling windows down and stuff. Just stop. Just get rid of it. Because when you step out into the... Hang on, Richie. When you get into the... accepting all creation, these scripts are not you're missing the biggest point of all. These scripts are not necessary because what you're saying is you can outcreate creation. That's Luciferian. That's why it runs such a ridge with me now. Remember, I had a little bit of an experience a couple of weeks ago that profoundly, forever, completely 180 degrees changed me. And a lot of things, remember I said it's going to take me a few days for this stuff to coalesce. It's coalesced. It's coming together, and I'm taking a walk tonight, so we're going to see what happens there. But, yeah, so just keep that in mind. Now, I don't want to really roll over too long, guys, but I will do the shout-out. We have room for a few callers. Here, I'll tell you what. While I do this, why don't I do this? This way, because we got nice background music going on, and there we go. I think this is the one. Anyway, so we'll get this rolling. For those that want to call in, you can call in at 661-467-2401. For those that want to Skype, it's BTR Listener 24. Just put that in your Skype contact search, click it for the search. When it comes up, right-click and hit call, bring you to the board. Once on the board, all you need to do is hit 1 to let me know on your keypad. Open up the dial pad on Skype. That'll let me know that you want on the board as well. I do open all the lines, so when they are open, please be mindful of background noise, of talking and conversation, because it is going live to air. All right? And when someone's talking, it's very interrupting. With that said, here we go.
Their walls are falling. The momentum is now with us. It's our time now. At the most pivotal point in history is Critical Mass Radio, 24/7 Truth Radio. Help us to help you. Please go to www.criticalmassradio.co.uk and subscribe £1, £2 or £3 a month. The critical mass has been reached. We must come together. We must stand together. For ourselves, for each other, for our future generations. criticalmassradio.co.uk. Now, it's our turn.
And speaking of turns, it is now the turn for those that have not had a chance to say anything yet. I've got a few people on the board here that haven't spoken. So I would ask those that already have spoken to very politely shut the fuck up and let others talk. But I'll say it nicer than that. It'll be more subtle. Yeah, you know what I mean. I love this game. Who's got their speakers on that I have to come in? Who's got their speakers on? There we go. Thank you very much for not being a rude asshole any longer. Thank you. Shall I call it out like that? Will that be more effective, do you think, everybody? I think it will work just perfect. I love you that much that I will make sure that your voice is heard and no one will be doing that when you're talking. There we go. We've got Peter in, 508, 617, I think, is Brandon. Mark. Right. Yep. Yeah, who wants to jump in that hasn't spoken yet?
I'll jump in.
There you go.
I'm 508. This is Jules.
Jules, I knew I recognized the number, but could I put that beautiful name to it? No. I'm blonde Irish. Sometimes How are you doing? Good to have you back. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a few days. Well, I don't know, maybe a little over a week. I'm not sure. I had given a call after I had taken my plates off and put my cute little vanity plates on.
That was about 2 weeks ago.
And
all right.
And I had put on Facebook. I didn't know if you saw it, that I had 12 VIN numbers in my car.
Yeah, yes, I saw that. But again, the only one that really is important is the one that's immediately visible, because until they get the name, until you consent to be the name, they cannot touch anything else. And the only thing they could do to create any form of joinder is something that is visible, and why they put one in the windshield area so that they can see it. That's why you get that mother out first. The rest of them...
it was the first one, yes.
Yeah. That's the only one that really matters. It's the one that can be seen without opening the door or opening the hood or the trunk or looking under or pulling the transmission out. Yeah, they're everywhere. There's more than I think. Excuse me. Most cars, there's at least half a dozen.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I had some sort of an urge to go and clean my car, and I haven't done that in a long time. Right, an urge. So I'm going around, I'm opening the doors, and I'm like, look, there's another one. Oh, my God, there's another one here. Oh, my God, there's one on the hood. There's one on the hatch. I'm like, oh, my God, they're everywhere.
All over the place.
Everywhere.
That might be
but I wanted to tell you an invisibility story, which I went last night to the convenience store to pick up some milk, And I go in, whatever, I drive up, I go in the convenience store, I do my business, I come out, and there's a police officer in the parking lot, which I've never seen a police officer in the parking lot parked there, which I don't know. Maybe cops in that area don't like that convenience store, but he's there, and he's on his computer, and I walk out the door, and he looks up to me, and he looks down immediately. I get in my car, I'm like, oh God, what's going to happen? And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm invisible, I say to myself. So I stop, I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to leave here. I'm just going to sit here for a minute. So I lit up a cigarette. Just because I wanted to. I wanted to, like, okay, I'm just going to be in this moment.
Get in the zone.
Anyway,
No, hey, Jules.
Exactly.
Perfect point. And guys, this is exactly what I talk about. What is your hurry? Get in your zone, whatever it takes. If you're not quite sure and you have any sort of anxiety, do your thing. Fire the car up, listen to the radio for a little bit, check your text on your phone, light a smoke up, do whatever. So thank you for bringing that to light. And that is being perfectly honest and beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I was so excited. I'm like, I know nothing's going to happen here. Even though, my heart's pounding a little bit. I'm like, okay, I know nothing's going to happen. So and then I live in a state, whatever, legality, seatbelt, blah, blah, blah. So I knew I wasn't going to put my seatbelt on because I just don't wear it. I don't like it. So I'm like, I don't care. All right, here I go. And then I just backed the car up and I left and I was like, ooh, this is exciting. This is so much fun.
Yeah, I can
so
talk
happy.
in one. I was actually before my, and I know 508 is the area code I live in. So anyway, I'm following a cop. I'm following him. You know what I mean? Perfectly content, lighting up my cigarette, following him or her. Right? And they take a left, I take a left, and then the right, I took a quick right, I was following them. I was completely ready. I was like, let's go, bring it. I want you to arrest the teddy bear. Go ahead.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You guys, you're from Massachusetts, right? I just noticed this the other day. I was going to say it before you guys got on. I was looking at I was sitting in a parking lot and I'm looking at the Massachusetts plate. You know what they got right through the middle of it? There's a spiraling DNA that runs right through it's got the double helix running right straight through the
oh my God, you're right. It's like a reflective thing.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. You
guys seen that?
You seeing the joke now?
It's reflective. It's just a
Are you seeing the joke now?
I love it.
They're dead plates. And now all the clues are getting so blatant. Okay, they're still not getting this dead plate thing. Let's throw some fucking DNA on it. Maybe somebody will notice that.
I was cracking up. I'm going, you got to be kidding me. Double helix running right straight through that thing.
Unreal.
Wow.
Unreal. Awesome.
See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Now, this is the magic. This is where I want to stay. So let's get away from any sort of scripting, please, and accept all things as perfect.
Yeah.
Do not be in a hurry, ever, because in a hurry, you're not thinking straight. If you're in the fight, flee, or freeze mode, you are mentally useless. What has happened there is that the wife is now making the even subservient, i.e. the emotions are ruling the mind. Get a grip on your Taurus field if you want to be the victor. Take your time. There is never a hurry for this. The universe will give you exactly what you need if you need to experience it. And what I'm seeing more now than I've seen ever before in my life is people thinking that, I wonder, and it doesn't happen, and so holy shit, Kate was right. Now tell me how it feels to have that around you. That's called truth, knowing thyself. Does that feel better than being in constant paranoia, worrying about this and worrying about that with your insurance, your unsure minds? Even a seatbelt is an agreement that you're going to get hurt.
Exactly.
The only reason I wear one is to turn the lights off because I haven't figured out where the wire is yet.
I love it.
You know the one I mean, and I wouldn't put it behind me because I've tried that. It's just uncomfortable. The bra strap on it, it's like just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, man.
Well, the back, actually. The ladies know about that one. And probably some guys, too, which is a good thing. Woo! Fuck, I love being me. Do you know why I like being me? It's really easy, because no one else could handle it. It's all good.
My daughter and I stopped wearing a bra 2.5 weeks ago. We said no more bras. What the fuck are we doing?
There you go.
There we go. And I am the queen of bras.
Bras contribute to breast cancer rate. So for your vanity, you are damaging, I guess, for a woman, the most important parts of your body, or one of them. So you do well. You do well to lose the bra. I've been telling it to any woman I come
I'm
across.
okay with it for now, only because, one, I'm still not completely comfortable with the whole notion of that. Okay? For obvious reasons. And help the girls a little, you know? It's all good.
Your bras aren't filled up too much, though, Kate.
Well, no, they're filled up enough, but that's what I mean. That's the whole, giving the girls a lift kind of thing, right? Here they are. Okay, enough personal fucking information. Can we get back to the table now, please? Thanks.
That is some really good shit right there.
There you go. And I know Randy, having a freshly smoked bowl, would appreciate that. Thank you, Randy, for seeing the comedy in that.
Randy and Brandy.
Just want to let you know. Hey, a witness, you may have heard this one. Is witness still with us?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, brother, I just wanted to tell you that I just heard this somewhere, but Babylon has fallen. Did you hear about that?
Man, yeah, I think
you too,
I did.
Huh?
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah!
Well, apparently it's made CNN, mainstream media. And also, it looks like Michael and Barack Obama are talking about it. And it looks like, Cameron in the UK is all over it. So is Ellen DeGeneres. They're all talking about this.
For real? Last couple of days, all the NSA guy resigned, other guys resigned. They're getting the fuck out of Dodge, bro.
Oh, yeah, they're getting out of Dodge real quick. Oh, sorry, you can't dodge this bullet. The universe has got you in its sights. So, what are you creating?
I think, Kate, that's the idea. You know, all the controversy surrounding Barack Obama, and he's obviously forged birth certificate. I think this is where everything ties in as well. Clues everywhere.
He knows himself.
You can't make this shit up.
Hey, no, he don't need a birth certificate, right? Barack Obama. See, he figured this shit out a long time ago. I don't need one of them stinking things.
Hey, character. It looks like they're just throwing it out in our face. They're like, "Hey, wake up, you dumb motherfuckers! Wake up!" But they don't wake up. Yeah.
I just say to the table, I 100% believe Barack Obama played the role of the character Osama bin Laden, and I believe none of this is coincidence. So call me crazy. But,
guys, if you get a chance, go to my Facebook page and check out Sarah's picture in the post, and the comments are just outlandishly awesome. Sarah, beautiful. The comment is "fuck you, Kate" with a heart. And she did a picture of "bitch is good because it speaks fluent ego and sarcasm." Kate Gaia. Anyway, it's just gorgeous. The comments are just thanks, Robbie. Fuck you too, and you too, Sarah. Love this. You guys rock. Nano girls. Let's keep our fuckets behind closed doors. Or who really gives a fuck? Fuck it. I know. Sarah, you rock. You guys rock. And this is the only table in the universe that we don't have any charge on these words. So anybody that is offended by anything that we say here, that's your problem, not ours, because we actually redefine the words, because they're just sounds after all.
Hey, Kate, we're not going to lose any corporate sponsors up in here.
Oh, no, definitely not. Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah. Hey, that's the thing is right. The whole caught up into the fan porn part of it is you can't do nothing, right? He doesn't need a birth certificate. They know that. You know, they're just waiting for the rest of us to wake the frig up.
Yeah. Well, you see, I'm still tracking the Obama birth certificate thing because that's always been walking right in line with every exposure I've done with the name. So when that finally comes to light, which is looking very, very imminent now, that's the whole thing done. Watch. Guys, all we got to do is stay the course, stay out of the literal, because when you're in the literal, you're creating this false reality. This is why I'm constantly reminding people. If you're scripting, you're creating a Luciferian reality. Please avoid that at all costs. Create your own. Daydream your own. Daydream your reality.
These are clues left for us as well. You know,
that's all. The whole universe. Yes. In the literal lie, the truth must always be there. That's what keeps this whole game in universal honor. That's the trick we fell for. And the most powerful tool used against us is our own compassion. Oh, we could never do that to anyone. No one could ever do that to us. Really? Have a look around.
You have to view these individuals as characters placed upon a stage. If you take it literally, as you say, you lose the point. You lose the message. So.
Well, you know, it's like...
What? Your Judases are always the people that are close to you.
Mm-hmm.
Judas I.
Boy, these guys are going to town on this. Have at her, boys and girls. This is beautiful.
No shit, man.
Oh, they're going nuts on each other. This is great. I've never seen so much fuck in all my life. This is beautiful. Heart with the intent of unconditional love through spirit. All over this. It's beautiful. And see, here's the thing, too. The more we do this, the more we remove the charge on the word in all of consciousness. You know, this is why if any words offend you, have a look at them for what they are. They're sounds. Are you caught in someone else's definition of it? Some overall agreement that somehow it means that because everybody else said so? I thought we were here to be original. So be original. Recreate the sound in your image, not someone else's dictionary. I would happen to say, I'll hazard this, but I actually think that the definition I have given myself for that word is a whole lot better than any other definition I've ever heard of it. And it really goes back to a core root of benevolence and unconditional love. And when I'm redefining things, that's what I'm redefining them into, to take the hex and the spell of the malevolence out of these things, to neutralize them and place the benevolent intent. And the more we do this individually and collectively, the more we're doing it for mankind. It's like, excuse me, I posted back to Glenn and Rhea, the ones that did the Mandarin translation. Just the translation of Babylon Has Fallen into Mandarin, and this applies to everyone that's done a translation. I'm just using this as a metaphorical example. But what Rhea did in that translation was she entered that translation into the entire Mandarin consciousness. There might be a few hundred people involved in that consciousness, okay? Oh, we got some background noise. Not sure where that's coming from, but there you go. But anyway, I don't want to roll on too much longer here, guys. It's already 10 after, and I think what needed to be said tonight needs to be said, and I've already had a couple of hours. Tuesday, remember, I don't like rolling over too long, and I have been on the phone and Skype most of the day. I would like to get these headphones off. That would be really awesome. So, Liberty, you haven't chimed in yet, hon.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. I'm having a delightful time. I have made beautiful crafts in my life, but I always attached my alleged legal name or some alleged legal name to them. So I don't have the same tools I once had when I could make these, but now I'm just taking off that alleged legal name and reclaiming my creativity, which I've discovered is a great currency for me right now because I don't have money, but people love the things I used to make, and I could still make if I want. And it's just so delightful to take that alleged part of me away from me, and now it feels even more like mine. So thank you.
Well, yeah, Liberty, that's a very important point. Think of all the masters and their paintings that they signed.
Yeah.
And who are they giving their creation to? The Luciferian principality.
So taking off. Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead, hon.
Well, just taking it off is just like, it's mine again. It's truly my soul who loves to create, but got lost in this quote unquote business world where you had to attach your name to it or the name of your business or some way for them to contact you. I don't really care if anybody can contact me now. They can just enjoy what I created, and I'm grateful to use it as currency.
And that's it. That's the cure of the infinite spirit. Cure and sigh. Sounds a whole lot better than the money thing, doesn't it?
Oh, loving it. I don't want to take too much of your time. I've been going through quite a lot of changes, but it's all good, and it's just, I'm so glad to have this as my home. The people here on the table and online and in my heart, it's very joyful. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Liberty. And look what's happening, too, guys. Look at how many more people are showing up at the table, and look at how many more beautiful, untouchable moments that people are experiencing. This is why we maintain the untouchability of ourselves. We actually maintain that for others. Look at AJ. Actually, the energy that he was putting out was enough to actually make a cop stumble as soon as he came within range of them. This is very real, guys. This is when you can visualize everyone walking around as being a magnet. And whatever you're putting in terms of energy, if you're putting out a negative, you will attract positive for sure. But again, remember, it's a quad nature. So when you're negatively centered, perfect 0 point, anything negative coming at you will be repelled, and all things positive will be attracted to you. And when you're putting all things positive out, keep in mind that you will attract all the negatives as well. But the good news is all that negative is going to get repelled away, so all that's left is the pure. The other ones that are of similar wanting to be in your space type. So you actually repel all the darkness. And this is how you do it for yourself. There's no channeled saints. There are no saviors coming to save your sorry ass. I'm sorry, you're it. And when you save yours, you save so many around you. That's why you stop worrying about your loved ones. Worry about yourself, because in the end, you're the one that's got the lifeboat for them. So be their lifeboat by saving yourself. And all those in your benevolent reality that you wish to bring with you, come with you.
Yeah, hey, Kate, you know what? Another signpost, just to show. This was a month or so ago, probably longer, and I meant to mention this, and it just eluded my mind. But I drove by a law firm, a small little law firm, and I couldn't believe what I read on it. They got a sign out front, and it said, "Jesus Christ has risen from the grave." And I'm looking at it going, you got to be kidding me. It's a law firm. And so just the anagogic connection, just letting you know that, I mean, that's that energy, that's that pure consciousness that is within us, that's happening at this table right now is that getting into that source, that energy is powerful. It takes, for me anyways, breaking down barriers, reaching that neutral point that you talk about, that we understand, that staying in that center point, you begin to see things in your own mind and realize what's going on with this whole game of our consciousness. That's the way I look at it, and that's exactly what it is. It's a game of consciousness, and it's so for those people, that law firm, to put that up, Jesus Christ has risen from the grave, that's exactly being told that's what's happening, is we're rising into that highest point of consciousness and literally resculpting this game of ours that we're playing here on planet Earth.
Well, I'm simply just accepting the fact that it was sculpted perfectly.
Exactly.
So, I'll take that even further. Now, I'm just going to do a little shout-out here for anyone that maybe has any comments, because what I'm going to do is read an email. I just need you guys to, wanted to read this yesterday or even today, but I wanted to share this. Some of these emails for me are very difficult to read, and not because of any other reason than seeing the beauty when someone gets it. So I want to finish on this. I don't want anything after this, so I just want this to be the last word of the night, and I want you all to ponder the power that you have at this table. And remember, anytime you hear Kate, it's referring to all of us, the Kati, the spirit of the law of true consciousness. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Just so happens that that's kind of the moniker I use anyway, so it works, right? It's all good, but that's who we all are. We're all the spirit of love and the law of truth of consciousness. So if anyone wants to jump in quickly here, please do. And then I'm going to close out with this, and we'll leave it at that until tomorrow night, and we'll take this even further. So anybody want to jump in quick if they haven't had a chance to say anything?
Yeah, Kate, I just want to say, like you say, yeah, everything's already created. Everything that I need is already here. There's nothing that I need to reinvent. There's nothing else I need that is already in existence. You're exactly right, and I understand.
Well, creation is the wheel. There's no point in reinventing it, you know?
Right.
And that's what the Luciferian light is trying to reinvent or copy that which was already made.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Well, without further ado then, unless anyone else has anything they want to jump in with?
Stand by your integrity and truth and love, and Smoke Bowl and Babylon is fallen. Love.
Love, I hear you. And I heard that today. Apparently Babylon is fallen. Just keep reinforcing that. That's someone wrote about it being the new Aloha. Hey, Babylon is fallen. Yeah, Babylon is fallen, man. You know, hi, how's it going? It's beautiful. Biff. I love it. Biff, Back to the Future. Huh? Just a coincidence. Okay, so that being said, let me get over to this email. Clear throat, one sec. Yeah, it's not overly long, but it's not a short one either. But I wanted to share this to show you the power that we all wield here at this table and how important this is, and how important it is for everyone that shows up here to hear this. About time you made it. We've been waiting for you. Thank you. So anyway, this one came in from Pete. And here we go. Hi, certain and yet infinite point of universal consciousness some love to call Kate. Well, hi, Pete. Aloha from a new ancient contact. Just writing because I'm sure you don't get many emails, and I'm worried you might feel lonely, as if. Haha. See, someone that gets sarcasm. I like that. I just had to write and connect with you because you know when you found home. And it's happened a couple of times the last few years, and we know just how beautiful it is. I found my way to you via the David Icke forum of all places. Don't get me started on that place. Where a poster called Clay Dog's post immediately struck me as pure, perfect truth. You chant just as beautifully as you do. Helped guide me through when my head exploded on December 21st, 2012, which I did not expect and certainly wasn't ready for, and other experiences. I'm sure you know of the Jimmy Savile, all the way up to and including royalty, scandal here in the UK, and it was that thread that drew me to the forum and how I met Paul, Claydog. I don't use Twitter, but it goes by the name of something 2012, I think. Though most of the real and true posters from that thread have now been banned, no doubt after being thoroughly profiled, and Paul doesn't email much anymore after some pretty dodgy experiences with others with very wrongful intent. I'm pretty sure you know of him, as you have been so perfectly in tune for years now. He never mentioned you or anyone else. He just let me find my own way and offered encouragement occasionally when I did. Amazing old soul brother that he is. Some others of us are continuing to try to expose what has always been really going on here by other means. Claydog sent me and many others your Babylon Has Fallen piece, which was like a jump start. Thank you so much. And I've come back to your shows and writings after some time being somewhat distracted, or rather going where I needed to in order to find my way back en route. By the way, he sent it the day after I posted a thread on our humble private forum called What's in the Power Over a Name? Beautiful. I get it, and I praise the universe for that. I am so humble, so thankful, because even many of the good people I know still don't. Why me? It's astonishing. I know I have my part to play, however small, and I'm sending this message on whenever I can, or wherever I can. I've started on private forums and by email and want to do leaflet drops and, of course, give copy to family and friends. The one bit I haven't really quite got a handle on yet, though, I know the theories, is the corrupted reptilian chromosome stuff. And I know this is one point that folks will come back to me on, and if I have no idea of that, perhaps they'll throw the whole thing out, being a former intellectual myself. This isn't through fear, but my desire to serve us all as properly as I can, mixed in no doubt with my own feeling of a need to understand. The rest is instinctive, but this part isn't, beyond the fact I know we were and continue to be messed with. Let's just say with the whole reptilian chromosome aspect was another's intention to mess with the biology. I would say go to Dan Winter and watch his breakdown on the Enki and Lee for if anyone questions you on that. Because I think for most people it's just too big a scope to try to fathom. So I just like to keep that simple. I mean, all the research is there, and with me it's all intuitive anyway, so it doesn't matter. I don't care. It's what I feel. You can tell me whatever you think, but it's what I feel that matters to me. Back to the email. I'm going through shows and writings right now, but if you could simply point me to anything where you've dealt with that aspect, it would save me so much time, and I can serve us all better. Thank you. Well, I'll just actually write a response based on what I said there. The other important point is the last show I managed to catch was from last week, I think, where you were going way over time and struggling to get everyone in. One gentleman had an amazing reaction from children at a preschool who wrote thank yous to his wife who taught him yoga. There you go, Michael. A softly spoken soul known as Sean John was way down, and you all lifted him up so amazingly. It was just beautiful. Another soul, a lady's voice, said she didn't like to speak much, but if it weren't for you all, she wouldn't be here today. That part had me in tears. It was priceless, beyond words, that you brought these people in. I've been there, so I know. Anyone with compassion and empathy knows. That is the way forward for us all, as much as so many of the others who are further along the path, bringing in insight and wisdom. It is these child voices. I know you know what I mean by that. It is only good. Show us crystal clear where we need to get to. It broke and then rebuilt my heart with love in the space of a few short moments. Bless you. Also Paul, not Clay Dog, from Ireland, I think, who helped you along with trying to get the silent brothers and sisters involved. Hey, don't I go on? Thank you so much. If you have time to at least read and consider this when you're free. No reply in kind ever expected. Oh, I'd like to respond to everyone at some point. I'm a little behind right now, but I'm doing my best. I'm considering buying a headset so I can join the table sometime, so if I do, I'll introduce myself as Wordy Pete. Okay, Wordy Pete, we love you. Just so important to connect and to say thank you to you all, and this is where we all get the opportunity to say thank you for being part of your family. We missed you. Welcome home. It's very, very simple. That is how important you are, people. And the sooner I can get through to everyone, where we don't get caught up in any of the dramas any longer, and you see the bigger picture and the importance of the role you're playing here, that every second wasted is potential harm to a child. Best get on it. That's why I have such a hard time not being near my computer and not being in the fray every waking moment of the day. Because I know with every thought I already am. With me, I just like to make sure that I'm in the moment everywhere at the same time, and that's where the internet comes in so beautifully handy for myself and so many of us. We have, for the first time in our mankind's history, the tools to get all the information we need out to everyone to finally set humanity free. And as far as I'm concerned, that is already done now. It's just a matter of the moment of now, where it all clicks. And Babylon is fallen. So, dream a little, guys. Dare to dream your dream. Do not let doubts enter the realm. Do not let thoughts destroy your creations. Simply accept them. And the only reason people don't get the wishes is because they refuse to accept them. And when you finally understand that the heart of all creation has already created everything you could ever imagine, infinite realities, infinite dimensions, infinite versions of whatever bliss you want to experience, go ahead, top that. I'm good. I'm going to just lay back and go, Mama, Papa, you got this. And I have the wonderful, absolute confirmation of knowing this by experiencing it firsthand. So there you go. And on that note, I just want to say thank you to all of you for standing to post, never yielding, and none shall pass. None the creator, you. Finally getting in the groove. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun? And I think the hardest thing for most of us to accept is now that we know how much fun it is. You just being the child wanting to share that. Plant the seed, walk away. Dare to play. So on that note, I want to say I love you and good night to everybody, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. And what other beautiful things we can bring to this table of all of your beautiful 100% success rate stories. It only gets better from here.
Love you. Good night.
Love
Absolutely.
You guys. Good night.
Good night.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn. You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Yeah, sure the button works instantly for once. I always have it timed so I can click it and there's always a delay, right? Not this time, no, straight in. Straight in. Hi, welcome to Outside the Box. This is Kate of Gaia. Yes, don't let the voice fool you. I am a real bitch. Dragon included. Anyway, thanks. Welcome to your table here on Outside the Box on criticalmassradio.co.uk, where we get to call everybody in the world wankers if we want and have a good giggle while we do it. It's awesome. It's all fun. As long as you can call yourself that in the mirror, you're okay, right? No judgment in that, right? Anyway, where do I want to go? Well, I know where I want to go. I know where I want to be, but that's okay. We'll get this sorted out, and we'll be there exactly when we're supposed to. Why is that, Kate? Well, because I accept all things. You know, I'm not going to hurry a fine wine. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you know, humanity, let's squish the grapes and expect a, 20-year-old vintage. Yeah, okay, sure, that's going to happen. You got to have a little patience for this game. That's the patience of Job, right? But anyway, I was having a look at some emails, and guys, I have been absolutely inundated today with posts and texts and phone going off and conversations, phone calls, show. It's just been one of those days. Anyway, so I seem a little bit not quite, in the zones because I'm still probably in about a dozen zones right now. So let's get this table wide open. It's 2 for Tuesday, and I think the topic I'd like to touch on tonight, which is still going to be involving the same soul trap, but just from a different perspective, in terms of compassion and how powerful compassion is. It is our most potent weapon. And I use weapon in a very, very gentle, non-violent, no-harm sense. You see, compassion is our greatest weakness, and thus, as above, so below is and must be our greatest weakness. So don't be fooled by the good cop, bad cop routine. It happens all the time. You will see it. And most people run it unknowingly. People will run it in the form of showing, how would I put this? Let's say feigning a weakness or something in order to disarm the opponent thinking that they're weaker than they truly are. That's a good cop back to them, right? And I am always very, very keenly aware of this. It's a different episode of the same thing, right? Where the individual individuals you're talking to are different, but it's still the same scenario. But imagine, and you've done it, I've done it, and I've been on both sides of this equation, as we all have. When you say something to someone with an absolute benevolent intent, and they take it completely, and I mean completely the wrong way. Tell me you haven't had those experiences. And what happened? Did things not get a little bit out of control? Because before you said, that's not what I meant, and then of course it escalates, and you get to the point where that ego imprint of anger eventually makes its way onto your forehead, and you get a big smack, and you get to be that ego imprint as well. So you end up in an argument, which is just retarded. That was not your intent. That was not my intent. But because somebody misunderstood the communication, for whatever reason, whatever program and whatever past moment they're caught in, victim or vice of time, is where they're going to be operating from. That's why this tricky little bastard, emotion, ego / whatever you want to call it, program running is so deadly and dangerous to the soul. Because it takes you so far away from you. Yes, you're having the experience, but how many people on this planet actually understand that they're having an experience? Or are they just going through the automatonic role of living a life? Doing what everybody else does, because, well, everybody else is doing it. Boy, that's original. You know? Be original. Dare to be original. Do not look up to anyone else. The only thing you should be looking up to and into is the mirror. Once again, I will reinforce this idea. Do not believe a word I say. Take only what resonates with you as it pertains to you, regardless if it's me or someone else saying it. But if it's something that resonates with you, where you can spend some time within yourself to get it yourself, then that's when the truth becomes your truth, or an acceptance of what is self-evident anyway. But you don't have the interference of another trying to convince you of that. The only one that needs to convince you of anything is you. And now you can convince yourself to deceive yourself, but at the end of the day, you always know when you're trying to do that. That little voice, the real you, speaks up and goes, yeah, you're full of shit. yeah, okay, yeah, I'm going to believe that one. Yeah, sure. This is why you have to be brutally honest with yourself, because you're going to be brutally honest with yourself anyway. And you're the only one that's going to, fool you. Oh, you can be fooled by others outside of you. But the biggest master, Friday rolls around, oh, man, beer looks so good. And you get stuck into it, right? Oh, I'm going to quit smoking. Sure, you are. Why do you need a date to do that? If you ever get the urge to just do it, do it. That's exactly when you should. If you want. I just choose to do what I want to do when I want to do it, creating no harm upon others. It's never my intention. My intention is very clear. By my works, by my actions, I am known. But again, do not be fooled by that. I was texted about this guy, Bashar. Oh, thanks, Nick. Thank you very much. But room service is great. You're all familiar with Bashar and the guy that channels him, yeah? Okay, well, while the message, I'm not saying that the messages from Bashar aren't good. They are. They're cleverly good. They are resonant truth. He speaks of many things. But I also look at it from the perspective of what the hell do you need to be channeling something outside of you? Is that savior thing? Yes, it is. Oh, gosh darn it, it's the same thing. You know, and people fall for it. You don't hear me channeling some fucking alien. No, I own my own mind. I'm good. I don't need to speak for another or let another speak through me. I think they call that possession. You know, call it what you want. I don't care. To me, it's just a fucking sideshow. Guy makes lots of money doing it too, apparently. But anyway, what the hell do I know? Right. But, you know, the message is good. Just don't get fooled by the messenger and get caught up in the literal paradigm again and again and again like we always have been. Right? Because here's the thing. When I'm speaking, this is Kate speaking. I'll speak for me. I don't need someone to come in and speak for me. I'm good. I can take care of my own reality. Anyway, so that's what I think of channelers. You know. It's not a make wrong. It's just it's not something I accept in my reality as worthwhile. Yeah, sure, the message is great, but I already knew the message. I mean, the guy doesn't talk about anything that we all shouldn't look at in ourselves anyway. And there's lots of these different sideshows going on all over the place. So just watch for the good cop, bad cop routine. Oh, they'll come with the adornments of gold and beautifulness, and they will seem so harmless and whatever while they're cutting your throat open. The deceivers are everywhere. And I keep bringing it up simply because you need to be aware of it. I'm aware of it because it's the one thing that has been utilized against me so many times. And for those of you with compassionate hearts, you know what I'm speaking of. How many times has your compassion been abused, used, and shit on from others that you had compassion for, and that kind of blew up in your face? You know, it's not to say you did anything wrong. You didn't. Compassion. You can never do anything wrong with compassion. Compassion is the ability to be the other equally. To understand and empathize, not sympathize. We'll leave sympathy for the victims and the ones that like hanging out in the fear porn victim roles. No, what I'm talking about, when I talk about compassion, I'm talking about pure empathy. The ability to understand another's viewpoint by being in their shoes, in that moment. To feel and see where they are coming from. You see, you would never have an argument if you could do that. Because on both sides of an argument is someone claiming a truth that may be directly opposing you, which it truly isn't. At the end of the day, you'll see it all in the same story anyway. But in a dualistic sense, yes, we have that notion of if you're in a debate or an argument, both people are, quote, arguing, unquote, from polarized positions. I go back to the concept of saying something to someone with a completely different intent. You had a completely benevolent intent, which is, see, here's the joke of my life. Because everything I do is from that benevolent intent. It is only my wish to serve as the servant of servants. It is only my wish to share with you these beautiful and most profound of truths, if you are willing to have them. You know, do not cast pearls before the swine. And it's very easy to separate the swine from those that are willing to accept. And it all depends on their reaction and how much their, quote, programmed ego, unquote, can handle. And I really, really hate using that word. I'm getting to hate it more and more. Not because it doesn't work, because of just other stigma attached to it. The ego is simply the emotions, or the consciousness motions, the modus operandi of the law of truth in consciousness, M-O-T-E. E as a prefix means not, or it also means consciousness. So redefine your reality as to what a word intent means for you. You can take any word and completely change it. So that sound has a completely different intent that is yours and yours alone, from your dictionary as you define it. So let's get back to ego emotion, right? It's very simple. If there are emotions involved, those are reactions. When you react, what are you doing? You're playing the same thing again. You're reacting out an old scene. It's an emotional scene. that you've experienced before. So you go back to the, what do you call it? You rerun the same program. Just sort of trickery is and fooling yourself is you. So just be mindful of that. Look for things that resonate with you according to your path, according to your life, your way, and you'll find things are going to get a whole lot better quicker because you're solving and saving yourself instead of worrying about all of the other dramas that these other points of you are trying to imprint you with. Think about it. Are we the majority? No. Are we growing vastly? Yes. But in terms of the scope of humanity, we are an excruciatingly small minority. Even if we only number in the millions, in comparison to 7-point-something billion, that's a minority. You've always been the outcast. You've always been the black sheep. You've always been the one that everyone could come to and trust for an answer or for help. You've always been the misfit. You've always been the more radical, the more benevolent, the more caring, the more compassionate. You've always been that. And that is what has separated you from the herd, which ironically aren't being heard, and that's not a bad thing. Right? You know what I'm talking about. And as soon as the truth really, really gets to where we're at, and you start sharing it with people, all of a sudden that insurmountable amount of respect that everyone had for you, and they said they will always have that respect no matter what. Well, I guess their definition of, I talked about this earlier today, their definition of no matter what is slightly different than mine. When I say no matter what, I actually mean it. Isn't that funny? So if you don't actually live up to the very words that you're sharing, who are you lying to? The only one you're lying to that matters is you. So again, say what you mean and mean what you say. And have a look back over all of the things that you said no matter what to. Of course, there are probably far too many to bring into your awareness, but just understand the concept. Let it all go, and then you can redefine it again in a new reality. So next time you say no matter what, mean it. Me, I'm here to get the job done, to accept all things, to become the best at being the servant of servants that I can be, no matter what. And I mean it. It's really, really simple. But you've got to be honest with yourself, and you've got to be true to yourself. This is not a New Year's resolution, because we know how that one works. It's good until about January 3rd. I'm never going to drink again.